There it is. Just now. Oh, that might be my mouth. Who didn't hear me say that?
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Our first Facebook Live stream has disappeared. Apparently somebody was humming a tune and Facebook took exception. I think we're all singing, "Thank God it's Friday." Yeah. Thank you for joining us. It's our annual Radiothon to benefit the American Cancer Society and Relay for Life of Frederick and Washington County. So any money raised today stays here locally. And that's the number at the top of the screen, 301-620-7700. Or if you'd like to text the word HOPE to our Eagle text line.
Breathe me.
All right, so we're going here.
Want to play one or two?
Oh, just one.
Okay.
Oh, we just started this. No.
So one or two?
Just one.
Okay.
Just one.
I'm actually going to keep... I'm just going to keep this for the next hour or two because...
Keep it.
Because they're both such short songs. Actually, no.
So you have the Power Hour. Another donation.
All right. So what we'll do is at 8 o'clock we'll do the texting hope to keep that momentum going. And then we'll finish out this hour with the matching. Wow, that's so cool.
They have their monitors completely off. We keep our monitors off.
Completely off. Not on at all. Not even our headphones. Because even if it's low level, it's just like a PPM. Even at low level, the PPM monitor can pick it up. So if they're listening electronically for music.
And that whatever code is in it, right?
It's exactly right, Jimmy. Music's all encoded. So.
It's hard, I can't sing along.
I wonder when...
Well, you can.
Well, there's always advantages of some things, but you know... well, I wonder when the code started, when they started putting that through.
Oh, can you...
Yeah. Do you know when that...
They started digital, when we started RDS. Because remember, RDS shows you the song
That's right.
on your radio, so it certainly would show anybody who was monitoring it, reading it.
The labels love that, probably.
All contributions, yours. Sticky notes everywhere. It's a wonderful thing. That's a lot of miles, and that is Black Velvet on Maryland's classic hit station 106.9, The Eagle. Good morning, Jack Diamond, Jimmy Alexander, Lisa Ann.
Good morning, good morning.
It's Friday.
Woo!
It's Mother's Day weekend, and today is our annual once-a-year Radiothon to benefit the American Cancer Society and Relay for Life. And thank you very much. If you're watching on Facebook, The Classic Hits Station is our Facebook page for 106.9 The Eagle. You can watch the live stream. Thank you for listening very much. Don't forget our app. You can download our app in the Android or Apple store and listen to the Jack Diamond Morning Show, The Eagle, all of the great music and personalities here on our station, pretty much all over the country and around the world. And we do have worldwide listeners. And, of course, you can stream at 1069theeagle.com. We need a $25 donation to make a $500 match in the next minute. If you could help out with that, just a $25 donation will make a $500 match. 301-620-7700. Could you call right now, please, if you'd like to help someone in our community, local funds, local people, perhaps somebody in your family. We hope not, but if they need support fighting cancer or leukemia, we're here. The American Cancer Society is here. You can also text HOPE to 800-222-1069 for a text donation. And if you'd like to add a name to the Tree of Hope that you'll see in a few minutes, you can text that person's name, or if it's your name. Listen, don't be shy about that. I've been touched by cancer. Lisa has. It's something that could start as a melanoma. It could start as a little bump. People think of cancer as lung cancer or organ cancers. There are a lot of different forms, and we want you to have the knowledge. We want you to be able to call someone, especially when you're afraid.
Yes, when you hear that diagnosis, your heart just stops and you have to catch your breath.
So 800-222-1069, text HOPE, or call us 301-620-7700. Judy from Point of Rocks listens to the Jack Diamond Morning Show every day. Just called in with a $50 donation.
Judy!
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you to everyone who has called that we perhaps don't know of yet. Dozens and dozens. I mean, we're at our $5,000 goal for our first.
That's fantastic.
We're at our, in fact, we just exceeded it. But we could certainly use the help, just the telephone systems, so that there's someone there to answer you. Imagine what that costs a month. $200. A $200 donation could help provide wigs for 3 patients in cancer treatment. So that's where the money goes.
We lost a friend last year to lung cancer, and she had to get wigs, and that was one of the things that she felt so thankful for, that she could afford to get them on her own. And think of folks who can't.
Now, while we're on the live stream here on 106.9 The Eagle, Lisa, let's just talk for a second, because this is an amazing story.
Sure.
Lisa's father, when Lisa was just a kid, was diagnosed with cancer. And he went in for a number of surgeries, had all the cancer treatment protocol. Obviously, for you as a young girl, horribly scary time for you and your family and your dad.
It really was. I mean, back then they didn't have the research that the American Cancer Society has been able to do with melanoma. It was something that was fairly new. So
that was a melanoma. That's how it started, inside his mouth.
His dentist saw it. His dentist saw it inside his mouth.
Can you believe that?
It was amazing. And so, of course, they have to go after the lymph nodes, and eventually there was nothing left. And they said, when it comes back, there's nothing more we can do. So go home and put your affairs in order. And my father went home, put his affairs in order, and ran off and joined the circus.
Lisa's dad, Franklin, a wonderful guy.
Sweet, sweet man.
Decided that he wasn't going to just take that as the final word. That doctors had provided the best medicine they could, the best chemotherapy. He had the best attitude about it. And he said, listen, my affairs are my family. I'm going to go home and take my family out. We're going to run away and join the circus. It's something as a youngster that he grew up in South Dakota. Now, you can imagine in South Dakota, beautiful, broad, open spaces, not a lot to do. When the circus came to town, it was a big deal. He fell in love, right?
It was a big deal because they came by railroad, and his father owned an A&W root beer stand, and he would go after school every day and visit his dad. And when the circus came to town, his dad would put the little boy up on his shoulders, and they'd walk the hill, and they would see the circus trains and the tents. So that passion has been with him since he was a little boy.
So rather than going home and getting paperwork together, he said, let's go get out there and let's go run away to the circus. Lisa ended up, I guess you guys spent a couple of years in the circus. Your dad continued. Lisa had a dog and pony show and a llama show.
And we had a baby elephant. And one of my sisters, Karen, she learned how to eat fire. Yes, be an aerialist. She was a contortionist. We did it all.
We all have. It's that hot filling inside a Pop-Tart after it comes out of the toaster. So Lisa's dad lived an additional 46 years beyond the cancer diagnosis. Go home and put your affairs in order. Part of it was certainly medicine, great doctors, and great support. Part of it was having a burning desire to live life and to finally fulfill. He says, well, if this is the end for me, we're going to go join the circus. Anyway, Lisa, thank you. It's an amazing story. And, you know, maybe one day it'll be a book or a movie. But our point for you is, even if you hear that word, even if you're in treatment, you've got to have something to look forward to, something you're passionate about, because that's great medicine as well. Engage in that. You've always wanted to be a photographer. Go be a photographer. You want to join the circus. Join the circus. You want to do charity work and help others. Jump right into that.
Absolutely. It's about the quality of life, no matter how much time you have. And this is what the American Cancer Society helps us do right here locally, is improve the quality of life while you're going through treatment, while you're having the battle, or helping your family support you right here.
Call us. We're waiting. We want to talk to you. 301-620-7700. 301-620-7700. Or text HOPE to 800-222-1069. And if someone in your family is suffering, if they're dealing with this, if you are, God bless you. We love you, and we appreciate you listening. We want to make sure you're well cared for. So thanks to the American Cancer Society, Relay for Life, and thanks to Manning Media, our locally owned broadcast company, for the opportunity to do this radiothon for you. Thank you. You're wonderful. We love you.
Okay, so we can do all of you guys and then go to...
You're the best. How are you?
Thank you guys for making my day. You're the best.
So...
It's been pretty amazing. Did you tell Julie she's putting a tour together?
Oh, yeah, we want to see those.
But, okay, I need you now just to dive in for a minute, please.
Oh, wait, 12:45. That's a good time.
Thank you.
Yeah,
As long as they don't throw us out of our room.
Oh, God.
yeah, I don't think they are.
Good morning. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And thanks for helping out the American Cancer Society and Relay for Life. It means the world to us. It's the one day we do this out of the entire broadcast year. And thanks to Fred Manning and Manning Media, all of the wonderful talent and all of the people who are local. Our radio station is live and local, who get to spend time with you every day. We're grateful and thankful. Thanks. Me and Lisa Ann are in here. Thank you.
Her donation matched, rounding out the $5,000 match. Woohoo! Thank you, Nikki. And thank you for helping to clobber cancer. 301-620-7700. Cool. That's
$5,000 match?
Yeah, up to 5,000.
Oh, five. It was a $500 match,
Yes,
but $5,000.
yes,
$5,000 total.
Did I not say that correctly?
I don't know. That's fine. No one cares. I was just confused.
Gotcha. The most music, Key 103. The most music, Maroon 5, Love Somebody, Keyword 03. Sorry. I don't know what you needed. Okay. So, all right, so I will do long shots here, and then we'll do the text hope for the tickets. Is that what you want to do here?
Sure.
All right. So this is long shots will be next. Cool. All right, so that worked. Excellent. Excellent. Nice. All right. Cool. All right. All right, so I will get out my credit card after I get off the air. Actually, I should probably do it. Great, that way it can go into the total before our show ends.
What's that?
I'll do the 5,000 before I get off the air. I want our show to get credit for.
500. 5,000. What did you
Oh,
say?
500. You're right.
What
Oh
are
my
you-
gosh,
what are you-
because I've done 5,000 before here, and then just that's
You did 2,000.
No, I've done.
You done- oh, you
you've
did
done
five?
5,000. Yeah.
We're on. We're on.
What happened?
Yeah. What? He said we're on. I don't know what we're talking about. What were we saying?
We're saying how the matching. Yeah, no, we did. We were able to do 5,000 the one year.
It was going to be a long case.
Okay, we are back up. Oh, we're doing a break here, right?
That's the first song.
Doesn't matter. I mean, Radiothon.
Oh, no, actually, it's second.
I say Radiothon Day, sort of. 106.9, the Eagle, Maryland. All right. .1069, the Eagle, Maryland's classic hit station. Jack Diamond, Jimmy Alexander.
Good morning.
The lovely Lisa Ann.
Good morning.
Nice moves there on Dancing Queen. We
Yeah.
appreciate that, especially on our live stream
Right, where they can't hear the music, you just see me being
for
awkward.
our Radiothon to benefit the American Cancer Society and Relay for Life. Thanks for watching on The Classic Hit Station on Facebook. Thanks for checking out Jack Diamond Show. We did a little video earlier and do a little one later to give you guys an update. We have just crossed the $5,000 mark.
That's fantastic.
For 2 hours of our Radiothon. Thanks to you. Thank you so much. The number you know, 301-620-7700. If you'd like to make a donation or contribution that stays locally, all the money stays here locally, or text the word HOPE to 800-222-1069. Great group of volunteers, again, all local people, all here to answer your questions, talk with you, walk you through the whole process. I mean, you can make a monthly contribution. You can make a contribution today. You can match when we have matches, doubling your money ostensibly. We have Power Hour sponsors who are wonderful. Who is it here at 8 o'clock, Lisa Ann, please?
Our Power Hour sponsor is Long Shots. Betting
Oh.
Beer Barbecue. Long Shots is the perfect place to watch the Kentucky Derby tomorrow. And they're open 11 a.m. to midnight. 88 TVs, drink specials, and more.
Nice place, fun place, exciting.
Really fun.
So thanks to Long Shots very much. So here on the Jack Diamond Morning Show, we always do good news. And for those of you who enjoy that, perhaps you can make a small donation. Every day we bring you at least 3 or 4 brief but hopeful stories, sometimes small gestures, sometimes grand ones. But if you enjoy the fact that we try to focus on the positive, the good, perhaps call us at 301-620-7700. A former nurse in Florida who worked on the front lines in World War II just went skydiving for her 100th birthday.
Woo!
She says she's done a lot of things in her life, but never that. She went for it. But she says, I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't do it again. Woman who, this is a strange story, but it's good news for her. A woman who lost her weird taxidermy rat just got it back a year and a half after she left it behind at the Salt Lake City airport.
Oh my gosh.
Why would you fly with...
Was it her emotional support stuffed rat?
Maybe. Her husband found out the Lost and Found had it after a local news station did a story on it, because you don't find a stuffed rat on a flight every day.
No.
She'd accidentally left it after flying home from a taxidermy class in New York.
Oh, my.
The workers say it's one of the stranger things that they've ever left, and they're a little sad to see it go. They liked it. They'd been buying it tiny hats to wear.
I wondered if they would do that.
Including a top hat and a cowboy hat. A ping pong nut in the UK just broke a world record for most consecutive opponents in a single rally. He stood at one end of the table while people lined up at the other. They'd hit one shot before the next person took over. They managed to return 117 shots in a row without messing up.
Wow.
The old record was 112. So you see, even if your passion is taxidermy, rats, or ping pong, here's good news. And finally, here's a good one for Mother's Day. A guy named Doug Weaver's going viral after talking about his mom's husband's in training course that he and his older brothers had to take as kids. It spanned several years and covered everything from relationship fights to etiquette. You know, this isn't a bad idea to teach this in school because, you know, a little bit of, well, etiquette goes a long way. It was so good his dad eventually decided to take it too because he felt he was
lacking.
That's right. There's your good news brought to you by Alba & Sons, who are sponsoring so many wonderful things about our Radiothon
They're
today.
sponsoring our Tree of Hope.
Do you have more information for us?
We do have more information.
Wow, these are some of the match donors who helped out. Nikki, Candy, Danny, Judy, Paul.
All right, awesome. Hi, everybody. This is Crazy Karen Walcott, and I am here at Radiothon 2022, and I have the pleasure of interviewing today Miss Barbara Andrade. Okay, I'm butchering it. Tell me again.
Andrade.
Andrade. Okay, we are so excited to chat with you today, Miss Barbara. So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, again, I'm Barbara Andrade. I am local. I am from Maryland, actually from Rockville, Maryland. Grew up in Montgomery County.
Okay, I'm a county brat, so I gotcha.
Yeah. Shout out to Moco.
That's right.
Whoop, whoop. I have been a physical therapist for 6 years now.
Okay.
And I have been a certified lymphedema therapist for the last 5 years.
Wow.
Going on 6. So actually I've been a physical therapist almost 7 years thinking about it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Awesome. So a lymphedema certified physical therapist. Talk to me. I know lymphedema is inflammation of your lymphs, and you have a lymphatic system that runs throughout your entire body. And talk to us about why your job is so impactful to cancer patients.
So I like the fact that here at Frederick Health, we're doing a lot of prehab nowadays. So education is super, super important, especially when someone gets diagnosed with cancer. It can be very overwhelming. Your world can go upside down. So when folks come to me, that's when I kind of educate them on lymphedema and tell them what it's about and how lymphedema essentially is just thickened fluid. So when I tell people it's different from regular edema, I say regular edema is water. Lymphatic fluid, think maple syrup. So it's a little different.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is definitely thicker if you're comparing water to maple syrup. That's
Definitely.
right.
So I educate them on that and how it's a possibility that it can occur after surgery. And typically it can occur if a certain amount of lymph nodes are removed. Generally speaking, the lymphedema can occur down the arm or in the breast, in the axilla, or even in the abdomen. But that is dependent on after. So I just educate them on the possibility of occurrence, and then also something on axillary web syndrome, or cording for short.
Okay, so what is axillary web syndrome, or what for short?
Cording.
Cording. Okay. So what is that? I have never heard that term before.
I like to simplify things and always tell my patients it's just a big fancy word for a really aggressive type of scar tissue. Typically, when I see it among my patients, it happens with folks who have keloid tendencies, and keloids are those like rough, thick, raised scars. So if you're a keloider, unfortunately, you might have that tendency of developing a cord. And essentially, a cord is just thickening of that lymphatic vessel or hardening. So it's scarring around that. So how do you know you might have it? You know, after surgery, you might have a lot of pain with overhead reaching, but it's not your average pain. When I hear the keyword pulling or sharp or pinching, those are like red flags and indicators that you might have a cord. Now, it can also be visible, which is really weird and eerie. So sometimes I have my ladies raise their arm and it literally looks like a cord underneath your skin trying to come out.
Wow.
So that's why we call it a cord for short.
Wow, that's
so that one is
amazing.
treatable and we can get rid of. It's just a tough process to deal with.
So in addition to dealing with a cancer diagnosis, going through cancer treatment, and all that is entailed with that, your cancer patients can have this lymphedema reaction in the body, and it can produce the lymphatic swelling, which you're equating to a thickening of fluid. So water versus maple syrup thickness, or we can develop cording, which is the thickening of the scar tissue for patients who are more predisposition with the keloids. Wow, that's amazing to know. Now, you said that the hospital is doing a lot with pre-therapy. So is there anything that we can do ahead of time to prevent these two items, whether it's lymphedema or the cording? Is there anything that we can do beforehand? Or no, we're just, we just have to wait and see how our body reacts to the procedures.
Yeah. Generally, I always tell my folks it's just a waiting game. I've had patients in the past who, I think the largest amount I've had was like about 29 lymph nodes removed in the axilla. And to be honest, that person did not have any edema down the arm, in the chest, or in the axilla. But I've also had one patient who unfortunately had one lymph node and her arm just was almost an elephantitis status. Oh. So it's also dependent on the person, the type of lymph node. There's so many lymph nodes that drain different part of your body, and it's so hard to tell which drains what.
Right.
So, it's a matter of a waiting game, unfortunately. But with the cording, I always kind of give a heads up. If you have keloid tendencies, then that's something we might expect down the road.
So what do you do to treat the lymphedema or the cording? Obviously, those are two separate issues. So I'm guessing they would be treated separately. So let's start with lymphedema. Like I know one of my co-volunteers who is a breast cancer survivor, 8 years, woohoo for her.
Woo!
She has lymphedema down her arm. And a lot of times I see her wearing a sleeve or like a stocking on her arm. So what can you do as a physical therapist to help relieve some of this lymphedema? Like how do you take care of that? It's not like you can go in and put a needle in and drain all that fluid off. It doesn't work that way. So how do you take care of this type of, I guess you would say, a post-op complication, right?
In a way, or condition, but treatment is actually a little interesting and out of the ordinary in a way. We call it complete decongestive therapy, and what that entails is a lot of manual lymphatic drainage, scar tissue manipulations, exercises, and a lot of different activities that help with drainage and just overall mobility. So with manual lymphatic drainage, and I always tell my folks, this is probably a lot of folks' favorite things to experience because essentially you're getting a massage.
That's what I was thinking. Okay.
But the massage is a little different. It's not like your typical, Swedish deep tissue and whatnot, but
you're laying back and relaxing.
Yes, ma'am. It is relaxing, but it is very light. Typically with the massage, I generally start in the abdomen, and I focus a lot on the abdomen because that is where we have the largest lymphatic vessel, the cisterna chyli, and a lot of the deep lymphatics just kind of drain into that. So I always tell my folks, if after surgery, when we have lymph nodes taken out, our lymphatic system is wonky. So think of our body as a clogged up toilet, unfortunately.
Okay.
So my job is kind of like a plumber. I go into the abdominal region, I massage, decongest, clear that area so that when I go to the affected area, like the arm, I can drain that fluid already into an empty cavity and facilitate that drainage even further.
Wow.
And that's how the lymphatic drainage works. Then I can also stimulate lymph nodes in the axilla, the neck, and anywhere else to kind of really make that drainage more effective. So that's manual lymphatic drainage. And that's a little bit more relaxing and fun. Now, when it comes to the cording, it's a little different. And I always tell my patients, it's going to be a little painful, unfortunately.
I think so.
Just because the cording already is painful, with the cord, my goal is to release it or essentially snap it if we can, or soften it as much that it can just go away on its own. So that incorporates a lot of deep tissue, cross fiber friction, pin pull stretching, just overall a lot of manipulation over the cord.
Of that particular area.
And I can also use a lot of different tools. I use edge tools like stainless steel tools, cupping. I love cupping.
Now,
and we do a lot of series.
Needling for that or all, or no?
We can. I've heard stories we can. Unfortunately, I am not dry needle certified, but I would love to be. And that is my goal for this year, to try to initiate that. But from my previous understandings, we did have a therapist here who did dry needling to do some scar tissue manipulation to relieve that. Now, there is some precautions with needles, as I always tell my patients, particularly on the lymphedema side, we want to always make sure there's no needles like vaccines, lab work, even blood pressure cuff. It can be a little tricky. So with the dry needling, it's still to me a touch and go, but it's been effective for scar tissue. So it's something I'm willing to research on a bit more.
Excellent. That's fabulous. So why did you go into this particular field of sports medicine and physical therapy, the lymphedema certification?
That's a funny story.
Okay.
Because I always tell people I was forced upon this.
So it was not a decision made voluntarily. Is that what you're saying?
Not really, but it became like a passion, to be honest. So it all started when actually I was in physical therapy school, ironically enough. But I was doing, in physical therapy school, you have to do 4 clinical rotations. And I was on my 3rd one and I'm about to start my last semester before graduating. And I was going to go to Holy Cross Hospital in Silver Spring. Unfortunately, my clinical instructor was on maternity leave and I couldn't go. So I was 2 weeks behind everyone, and my director at the school was freaking out, and she worked at Doctors Community Hospital in PG County, and she begged everyone. And one therapist was like, okay, I will do you this favor, but she is my last student, and she has to write me a 12-page paper on lymphedema, lipedema, venous and arterial insufficiencies, and diabetic foot ulcers. And I was like, holy cow.
Right, that is a lot.
But I was determined to finish and graduate. So I was like, okay, let's do it. So I went and I learned so much about lymphedema, but where I originally started, we had a lot more lower extremities. So I did a lot more legs, folks who had venous insufficiencies. The thing that got me was wound care. I did wound care over there.
Yeah.
So I'm into the gory stuff.
No, I totally get it. I in my previous life before I was a mom, I worked orthopedics and general and vascular surgery. So you are talking my language, girlfriend.
So it just kind of grew on me. And then that third rotation became my fourth rotation. And I got to learn how breast cancer tied in with it and the whole oncology world in general. So it just became a passion after that, and it just grew.
Well, we are absolutely so blessed to have you to be right here in Frederick County with us, and B, to be a part of our cancer patients' journey with us. That's just absolutely amazing. So I want to ask you, personally, have you been impacted by cancer?
Personally, no, but I can say that I'm a very empathic person, a true empathic person, because when I work with my patients or anyone, I can feel what they feel. So I just am a huge supporter of the oncology world and just support my patients in any kind of way. And as a therapist, I always tell my folks, I'm not your lymphedema therapist. I am your talk therapist. I am your friend. I am here. I am probably one of the only persons that am with them for an extended amount of time.
Right.
So we get to build that relationship, and just being there for the patients is what I really love.
And that's absolutely one of the most amazing parts of your job, is to just be there for your patients and really be that support. You're a caregiver, and that's something that we celebrate here with the Relay for Life and the American Cancer Society. So you are 100% a caregiver for the patients that you touch, and we are just so blessed to have you involved in Frederick Health Hospital and the Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab Center. And so if we have patients that are interested in coming for pre-therapy or lymphedema therapy after their procedures, their doctors, their oncologists should just refer them to the Crestwood location, because that's where you are working out of at this moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that would be spectacular. Barbara, we are so blessed to have you on with us today. Thank you so very much. And I am actually looking forward to hopefully talking to you next year and seeing how your lymphedema clinic is working, and see if you've met your goal of becoming certified in dry needling, and get to know if that's working for you, and how that's helping to assist you and your patients.
Definitely. I appreciate being here and just
Awesome.
talking, and it was really fun.
Yes, thank you so much. You have taught me a wealth of knowledge in our short time, and I look forward to following up with you next year. This should be awesome.
Yes, thank you.
You're so welcome. Thanks so much, Barbara. You have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Or in grief counseling. Let's be honest here. That's absolutely part of what the American Cancer Society and Relay for Life do. So while Ron Thomas, who listens to the Jack Diamond Morning Show every day, lost his wife, he gave us a $100 donation in memory of his wife, Jill. Ron, thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's inspirational just knowing that even if you suffer a loss, obviously, listen, you know what we're talking about, Ron, and you know why we want to make sure that, well, I'll give you an example. For a $25 contribution today, a $25 contribution, that could help one person get free information, support, access to resources through the 24/7 helpline at 800-227-2345. You can call that if you need help right now. From the American Cancer Society, that number's operational anytime, any day for you, perhaps at your darkest moment. 800-227-2345, or via live chat at cancer.org.
Wow.
That's why this money is important. You don't ever want to hear a ringing phone with no one at the other end when you need help.
Absolutely not.
So information, support, some hand-holding, and of course, great medicine. $50 could help provide a breast cancer patient with one-on-one peer support from a breast cancer survivor.
So important. No one else is going to know what you're going through,
Right.
what you are headed towards, than someone who's been through it.
Lisa, a couple of other contributions from Eagle and Jack Diamond Morning Show listeners.
Well, we want to give a Big thank you to Ashley from Frederick. She gave a $100 donation.
Thank you, Ashley, so much. Appreciate
And we
that.
thanked Ron so much.
So please participate. Please help us out. You can text HOPE to our regular text line, 800-222-1069, or a name for the Tree of Hope. Now, a donation is not necessary. Obviously, we always appreciate that. Or call wonderful volunteers here at 301-620-7700. Now, this weekend is Mother's Day weekend. It's Sunday. How about an out-of-the-box way to celebrate Mother's Day?
Yes.
Help mothers around the world. The war in Ukraine has affected millions of women and children. Consider donating to an organization that provides for women around the world who are in need. That's for Mother's Day. Make a call to us first, please, to help locally. But if you would like to do something for moms who maybe don't have the support of the American Cancer Society and are going through that in addition to what's going on in Ukraine. Can you imagine trying to fight that fight in that country right now? So all you have to do is Google Mothers Around the World or Mothers in Ukraine.
All right. Welcome back, listeners. This is Crazy Karen Walcott with you, coming live from Radiothon 2022. Woohoo! And we are so lucky to have on the mic with us today. This is Miss Erin Rusa. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes.
Excellent. And Erin is the provider relations specialist with Frederick Health Hospital. Erin, that is a mouthful for anybody to have to say so early in the morning. What do you do with Frederick Health Hospital?
Great question. Well, I started my career with Frederick Health actually as a physical therapist. My credentials are a doctor of physical therapy.
Okay.
And I've been a physical therapist in Frederick County for 17 years. And the last 5 before I took this position last year were with Frederick Health. So I had the opportunity to serve our community as part of our health system. And I really enjoyed working in our outpatient clinics with a variety of disciplines and helping to work with patients that were coming from all different types of referral sources with all different types of conditions. And that's how I started thinking about how can I help make a broader footprint in our health system rather than just continue working in one service line. And this opportunity in marketing, which I'd always done for our rehab department, came about. And I was really excited to be able to transition into this world to help many providers in all of our service lines, including oncology and ENT and everything that we as a community offer for services, help our patients know and more awareness about all of our providers, but also providers to connect with one another. And that's what I really felt the pandemic was challenging. We couldn't have lunches anymore. And we really had to think outside the box. How can we have these new doctors that were coming into our health system that are amazing? Our new urologic oncologist, Dr. Chaufin. I wanted to have everyone.
I talked to Dr. Chaufin last year.
You sure did. She's on maternity leave right now. She'd be doing this right now.
Oh my gosh, I was really hoping to catch up with her again this year.
Clinic. And so I really love the chance to help our providers meet one another, the community to know about them. And I just feel like I'm making more of an impact for the whole patient community rather than just the ones I was treating one at a time in physical therapy. So that's a little bit of background with me. And now I'm in the marketing department, and essentially my role as physician liaison is what most people know for other hospital systems, that role. But provider relations expands to physicians assistants and nurse practitioners and physical therapists and all of our network. That's why we changed the name to provider rather than just physician.
Right. And it's so important to be able to have someone like you who's able to help facilitate those conversations between those providers so that we kind of make sure that we're all encompassing. Because after talking to Dr. Chaufin last year, that was absolutely the most amazing interview I think I had done in a very long time, and how she was talking about how all of the disciplines are starting to slowly build this network where you come in as a newly diagnosed patient and you meet with your nutritionist and you meet with your geneticist and you meet with your radiation therapist and you meet with your oncologist, and your surgeon, and it's this big team, and it's not all of these different appointments that you have, and you sit down together, and you approach your diagnosis head on, and having you help to facilitate that part of the communication piece is so important to our patients and our families and our caregivers. And it's amazing, and I'm so blessed to be able to have this time to chat with you today, because as a person who I haven't had that ability to be on that side of the cancer table. I support those who, on the caregiver side, but I've never had to be a patient, hopefully never will. But just to know that Frederick Health Hospital has this opportunity for our patients, that these disciplines, because I think we have the urological side, and I think we were starting the colorectal side last year, right?
We sure are this month. And you'll get to meet Dr. Tam later today.
I know, I'm excited.
The colorectal. We have had it for breast. That was our first. And you will be speaking with Paola too.
I talked to Paola. She was great.
Yep. So we have that multidisciplinary care for breast, and we are going to be bringing it in for lung cancer. So we are having all of this, but the colorectal will be launched this month. So that's very exciting, because it's different from having to take multiple appointments and getting their care locally. It's a very stressful time to go through a diagnosis and to be able to accelerate getting treatment sooner, because you have everyone on the same page. You have all of your options there in one visit, and that's part of the process that we want to bring patients locally to their care here. You don't have to travel to Baltimore or go down the road to DC. You can get highly trained physicians that really know their expertise local without having to take all this time and energy and effort to
go down the road. Right.
Yeah.
Well, and most of these physicians are located at the Stockman Cancer Institute, correct?
Yes.
Which is amazing, because we have that facility. I mean, I was at the groundbreaking of that building, and we had the governor was with us that day, and that was right after he had been diagnosed with cancer.
Right.
So that was pretty impactful, just having, that connection, and having him be able to be excited for, everybody looks at Frederick and they think, oh, we're just this small, farming community, but we're not anymore. We have the resources that can really make a difference in a cancer patient's life, which is phenomenal, that you don't have to take that hour down the road and sit in traffic, where it's right here, in our, in your backyard, basically.
It is. It's a blessing. And we also have precision medicine, all these pieces of the patient cancer journey, whether you've had patient experience being a cancer patient or the loved one, we're all part of the journey together. And that begins with that awareness and education of what our community services we have here, but it also is awareness of what types of cancers are prevalent in the area, and listening to these podcasts that Cookie had that you spoke with earlier about, the prevalence of this area, and the awareness and education and piece of our public service announcements that we do. That's the beginning of the journey. And then you think about, well, maybe I should get that screening, and maybe I've put it off in the pandemic and haven't been able to get in there and get my mammogram. I should go do that, or I should talk to my primary care doctor about what a fit kit is. I saw an ad for that, on Facebook, and I think that has to do with colorectal and a blood test for, all kinds of things that we have put off our care in the pandemic, and that's understandable. But now it's time to get back and do this so that we can catch things early. Early prevention saves lives, and early
into that. Absolutely.
So that's an absolutely important thing that we want to, and it's okay, because when you have that diagnosis, it's scary, but there's resources here to help. There's a community to help, and whether it's a medical community, but all of the services that we have here to provide. And that's one of the things that I have a whole pathway that we've designed in our marketing department to see what piece that our community members may play a role in helping support the cancer initiative of this community having the awareness. And through precision medicine and genetics, you're going to talk to Devika later today.
I think I talked to Devika last year as well.
You did, and
Yes.
that has exploded since you talked to her last.
I can't wait.
It's awesome. And then we have the specialists that will be able to help that stepping stone once the primary care may find something. The diagnostic, and we have the imaging and our biopsies, Dr. Smith and his lung biopsies with ion. We have an amazing new robotic, very minimally invasive procedure that he does. It's playing a video game that he goes in there, bend the wire all the way down to the site of the tumor with less time in the hospital and less risk of your lung having damage to it during the procedure.
Possible lymphedema.
You got it. And then the same with prostate too. The liquid biopsies that Dr. Chalfin are doing, you have so much of a better outcome because the answer is there and you can treat it and just face it head on. And then we have that multidisciplinary clinic where you can get that approach if you need surgery, if you need medical oncology. For chemotherapy, we have our IVOP on site, radiation medicine. It all continues there, but it doesn't stop there with our vascular intervention, with our general surgery, the management of your cord. It's a team. We're all here locally. We have the support services through our financial and social work. You're going to talk to Jody later today about that piece and how she plays that role. She was a huge player in our prostate cancer multidisciplinary launch for that program with social work and our integrative services with acupuncture and massage. We have that for support. And of course, physical therapy. You have talked with Barb about the lymphedema option, but it's not just breath. We have it for
absolutely
neck cancers, for speech therapy. You're going to talk to Joanna later. So all of our team that I've helped gather for this event today, it's just really exciting to be in this role of provider relations because I get to work with all these amazing people.
And the other amazing part is, and I'm not really sure if you're aware of that, but did you know that the Relay for Life with the American Cancer Society also have, we have services that we can also join in with you and partner with. We have the Road to Recovery program, which is where if there are patients who, we were just talking just a few minutes ago about how our full-time jobs seem to get in the way of our volunteer work. And, but we have this Road to Recovery service, which is where if you need a ride to your treatment, we have certified volunteers that can actually come to your house, drive you to your treatment, and then take you back home. So if you do have family members that have to work while you're in treatment, we can help out. So hopefully, awesome. We can open the doors with you, and maybe you can work with Caroline, our staff partner at the American Cancer Society here in Frederick, and try and get some of these programs that we have in place to help support cancer patients and their caregivers in the community. We can be here also as part of your team. So we would love to partner with you and become more active in our role with Frederick Health Hospital and your multidisciplinary clinics. We would love that. So hopefully we can set up a time where we can get you and Caroline to chat about that and see what we can do about getting some of the programs that we have already in place here with the American Cancer Society up and running and in the forefront of the minds and hearts of the doctors and patients at Frederick Health Hospital, because that would be amazing. Because we have tons of volunteers right here in your community that are willing to help out, and we just need somebody to pick up the phone and call us. And that's why these donations today are so important, because they help to fund all of these programs so that we can bring them to you and your patients. So that's spectacular. I'm so excited about where the direction of Frederick Health Hospital is going and what we have to offer our community, and even communities around our area that normally would have had to go to Baltimore or DC, and now they can come right here to Frederick. This is just incredible what we've been able to provide in the last, I would say within the last 3 years. Just within the last 3 years, we've really made a huge jump academically with these young, inspiring physicians that we're bringing on, and their treatment opportunities that they're bringing from their residencies and their other locations that they're bringing right here to the heart of our community is just amazing.
Yeah, the technology that the hospital has allowed them to use that expertise and advanced skill set. Having our Da Vinci robot for the robotic surgery, to be able to have that tumor site, no matter where it is,
be taken care of.
Yes, with less error.
With way less invasive procedures and less muscle tone that they have to cut through. And instead of having a giant scar, they get the little X's or the little tiny scars, which help with the healing process and, their post-op care, which is absolutely way better to deal with from the patient perspective versus what we've had to deal with in the past for cancer surgery. So that is amazing.
The technologies that we have are really helping, and the partnerships with the community and the fundraising through our donors, that's all what makes it possible.
Right,
so
absolutely.
Please consider, if you have any point in the patient journey, whether you're just hearing this now and thinking about the awareness and any family members, or how you can help volunteer yourself, support services, and how you can then help out the awareness of screening, and talk to your primary care doctor, talk to what you might have put off. Early detection saves lives. So that's
Amen
really
to that. That is absolutely right. Early detection does save lives. And even if you are diagnosed with something, if we can catch it early, it definitely makes a huge difference. So that's amazing. Now, we were talking about the cancer journey. So you personally, how has cancer impacted your life?
So interestingly enough, my father, I had the privilege of walking and helping and guide him through his cancer patient journey. So he was diagnosed with brain cancer.
Wow.
Yes, unfortunately he has passed, but it was a great experience for me to be a caregiver and to understand what my mother would help him go through. And then it got me thinking about my own health and how should I go through screenings. And I grew up at the beach in Ocean City in Maryland and in the sun all the time. And so I went to the dermatologist and I think
for your annual skin check.
Yeah, let's do a skin check. And so I ended up having some melanoma, and I was able to take care of it, early detection, and have some different surgeries at different sites. And that was very successful. So that taught me, okay, as a young adult, I should do screenings and be able to go through the process. And when I turned 40 2 years ago in the pandemic of
right,
I was able to.
Those birthdays apparently don't count, I've been told. The pandemic birthdays, right?
Right. And so I had that experience with the skin cancer, and I thought, you know what, maybe I should go get my mammogram. And thankfully, I listened to my provider and went screening mammogram, and turns out I ended up with breast cancer. So it was caught and detected early, fortunately, but I went through that process of having chemotherapy and radiation and surgery and the whole deal of everything. And my hair's going now.
Your hair looks great.
Support services of the wigs and the drivers and having food, but it was very challenging in the pandemic because it's very scary on one hand.
Any time of year, right?
Yeah, any time of year that you're not sure that if your provider is even going to be open, because they may be shut down and certain things may be closed, and it was very difficult in 2020 to navigate the situation because that's the process I was going through. So it was scary on one hand, but it was also a blessing because the world now is all wearing masks. It's acceptable. But when you're a cancer patient, you're supposed to wear a mask. And if the rest of the world isn't, it kind of calls you out. And
absolutely.
like I could see the positives of the pandemic during the process because everyone's kind of wearing masks. Not everyone's really not able to go to a concert right now. I'm not the only one having to miss out on things. There's life that sort of shut down for the world. Misery kind of likes company.
Right, absolutely.
I think I was very lucky to see that I wasn't the only one missing out on social things because of my personal health journey. It was the world was doing it with me. And I think that made it a little bit easier to cope. And it was helpful that everyone was hand sanitizing and staying 6 feet apart, because I was diagnosed in January and then the pandemic didn't hit till March. So I was having to live the pandemic life cancer patients for years have had to, without the rest of the world understanding that your immune system is compromised and how dangerous it is for you to go to the grocery store even and touch a grocery cart. And so now I think the world has a better understanding of the cancer patient world, because we want to protect our cancer patients too, just like we want to protect people from COVID. So we want to just keep that in mind as we move out of the pandemic. If we see someone wearing a mask, it's really important, no matter what their health history, to be respectful of that.
And supportive, absolutely. So, but you're doing well now. I mean, it's 2022, so it's 2 years. So how are you doing post?
Yes, I'm doing well. It's a strange state of purgatory because I'm not considered cured because I have to wait and keep doing screenings and go. So I'm not at the 5-year mark where I can say, hey, I can rest easy. I had triple negative, which is a highly aggressive.
Yes.
Not the best.
Not the best diagnosis, but look at you now. You have.
No. So you just take every day as a blessing. And I'm happy to be in this line of work to be able to help share the experience and help patients connect with their providers, because it does matter to stay local. Trust me. I went to radiation every day here. I went to lymphedema therapy here for our rehab department. I experienced all of these services that Frederick Health can offer, and it was a wonderful experience to go through it all very locally and not have to go.
And your cancer is a very aggressive cancer. So the fact that you were able to prove to the yourself and the Frederick community that, look, my cancer I have is aggressive, but yet I was able to receive all of my services right here in my hometown. I did not have to drive an hour one way and sit, and wait. And, you were able to do it right here. And in the midst of a pandemic, that's amazing, Erin.
So we're just every day, hopefully that we're waiting and not in any treatment actively, which is good. So we're just a waiting game. So just keep praying every day that it doesn't come back.
Right. Well, one of the great things about the American Cancer Society and Relay for Life is from your date of cancer diagnosis, the date that you were diagnosed, we consider you a survivor. Right. So you are a survivor. And even though you're waiting for that all clear, I'm cancer-free diagnosis, we are celebrating you every day as a survivor. And hopefully that will give you additional hope, knowing that we are doing everything that we can on this end to keep funding doctors and treatment and all of the different grants that are out there to work on these award-winning treatments that are going on for all of the different disciplines of cancer out there. And hopefully maybe one of those treatments that we've helped to fund have helped your situation. And then, we've got these amazing physicians now in town that are really making a difference. And hopefully we will keep knocking your cancer out of the park and keep you in that all clear negative range, because that's something that we would absolutely love to see. But I'm going to actually take it another step forward, and I'm going to invite you to come out to our Relay for Life, which is on May the 20th. It's at the Banner School. And I would love to have you be my guest, come out, and I would love to have you come and walk as a survivor and walk in our survivor lap. You don't have to stay all night, but I'd love to have you come and experience and meet some other cancer survivors and So if you're available, I'd love for you to come out and visit
I've
with
attended
us.
that event many years, and especially the year where the guys had to dress up in the dresses and the heels. And
Yes, well, we're doing that. We're making it a little more LGBTQ plus friendly, and we're actually calling it Relay Royalty this year, and we're inviting anyone to come dressed up in any of attire that makes them comfortable, as long as they, keep it family oriented. Because we are a family show. Our theme this year is Relay Around the World. So we are helping to bring awareness to all of the different countries that are out there who are helping to fight this good fight, because the American Cancer Society reaches across, not just across the U.S., but we also are global. So, where you now with Frederick Health Hospital, we are working to keep everybody local. We want to spread our wings and make sure that we're spreading our message. But you being a survivor, a new survivor, I want you to try and come out now, and I want you to experience Relay from a cancer survivor's perspective. And I would love to have you and your caregivers come out and celebrate with us this year. So if you can work it into your busy schedule, we'd love to have you come out and be a part of our event. We would absolutely love to have you.
That's also our bike to work day in the morning for Frederick Health too. So biking.
So bike yourself to work. There you go. Bike yourself to work. Go home. Get your car. Come on and walk all night with us, and have our birthday bash, because the American Cancer Society is the official sponsor of birthdays. So have birthday cake with us at midnight. We'd love to have you. And I can't thank you enough for all that you have done to bring all of these amazing guests from the Frederick Health System with us today that I'll be talking to throughout the day. I'm so excited to be able to chat with everybody, and just to know that you are leading the charge and helping us keep everything organized, and bringing all of our providers together for one big conversation is absolutely amazing. And we are blessed to have you with us in our Frederick Health journey. So, Erin, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you today. And I'm gonna ask you one little fun question. What radio station do you listen to here in Frederick County?
Key 103.
Woohoo! Awesome sauce. Well, thank you.
I really do. I don't have a high-tech car. I don't have Sirius or satellite radio. So I do have either Key 103.
So which DJs do you tend to listen to? Do you listen to Dina and Dani on your drive into work every morning?
Yes, I do. I sure do.
That's wonderful. We are so blessed to have you part of our Frederick Health System. And Erin, it has been an absolute pleasure. And thank you for all you do. And hopefully I will see you on Friday the 20th. And you can come out and enjoy a little time with us at the Banner School.
All right. Thanks, Karen.
Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day, Erin.
You too. Happy Friday.
Thanks. You too, sweetie. Bye.
Bye.
Here's your winning word for today. It's payoff. Payoff. Enter that at 1069theeagle.com or on the Eagle app. You're in the running for $1,000. And again, it's our radiothon for the American Cancer Society and Relay for Life. So we're only asking for 25% of that. Listen, if you happen to win the money today and you wanted to give a portion of it, we'd be grateful and thankful. By the way, once you enter, and the winning word is payoff, Payoff, at 1069theeagle.com or on the app, you're automatically in the running for the grand prize of $10,000.
10% of that, man.
That's $1,000 directly to the American Cancer Society and Relay for Life. Brought to you by our friends at Allbon Sons. So enter payoff, Payoff, at 1069theeagle.com.
You're good at math, JD. I would never like carry the two.
The number.
Someone on the phone who wants to share their story.
Key 103, the Dina Carole Morning Show, and $1,000 Workday, sponsored by Allbaugh and Sons, qualified to win $1,000 by entering the word payoff at key103radio.com. One Direction, Key 103. It's 2 tickets to the Maryland Craft Beer Festival, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when is it?
Next Saturday, the 14th. So
Where is it?
Carol Creek.
Symptoms. I have like 7 of them, and I'm like, but I don't have the biggies, and I've had a colonoscopy, and I've had an upper.
Well, that's the
endoscopy.
dangerous thing about reading any of the symptoms of anything.
Yeah.
You're like,
Well, the minute you have blood,
I feel lethargic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely getting tested.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know. Remember the actor who was in the Marvel movie Black Panther,
Oh right.
and he was so much younger than what you perceive of somebody getting that cancer. Now they've lowered the age of men. The age men should start getting colonoscopies.
Well, but it's getting the word out, getting the information out. Amazing cause.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we're getting some updated information on the donations and whatnot. Let's go see.
Good.
In the meantime, you can have a chat because no one can see you other than your hand.
I'm here.
Ready?
Okay.
All right. Welcome back, listeners. This is again Crazy Karen Walcott coming to you live from Radiothon 2022. And I have the pleasure to be with me today. This is Miss Johanna Ebbs, and she is on the telephone with us from the Frederick Health Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab at the Liberty location. And she is a speech therapist. So good morning, Johanna. How are you today on this rainy Friday?
Good morning. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, we are so blessed to have you. So excited. So why don't you give me a little bit of a background, not your full resume, but just a little bit of background about what you do for Frederick Health Hospital.
Okay, so I have my Master's of Science from Loyola University of Maryland, and I have my certificate of clinical competence via the American Speech Language and Hearing Association. So for Frederick Health Hospital, I work in the outpatient clinic, and I help people with a variety of disorders relating to speech, language, voice, swallowing, cognition.
So, and one of the patients that you, the groups of patients that you work with, are patients who have been diagnosed and had surgery or treated for head and neck cancer. Is that correct?
Yes, that is a big part of the people that I do treat. Yes.
Okay, so let's kind of start at the beginning, because I have spoken to one of your compadres, Barbara, and she works with your lymphedema clinic out at Crestwood. But I'm wondering, speech therapy, head and neck cancer. Why don't you talk to me a little bit about how those two, speech therapy and head and neck cancers, kind of go hand in hand, and what you do to help out some of our patients right here in Frederick County.
Yeah, so not a lot of it has to do with speech. It does have some speech and a voice component to it because that can be impacted, but a lot of it is, focusing on the swallowing. So for swallowing, a speech language pathologist provides recommendations. So I might recommend modifying diet textures as needed during treatment and after treatment, and maintaining a swallow function by implementing appropriate exercises.
Wow.
Radiation scars. Yeah, so radiation is actually scars tissues and it weakens them. And so if we have a weakened swallow, that's not a good thing. It can lead to other things like pneumonia and so forth.
Wow. I had no idea that the swallowing component of your head and neck really can be that seriously affected with all the different treatments that you have. That's you play an amazing part.
Yes. So, recent, research shows that if we can get people on a exercise program before they start treatment, and if they continue to eat throughout treatment, so they're using their swallowing muscles throughout the treatment process, they have over a 90% chance of returning to a normal diet. In addition to reducing the risk of dysphagia, which is a swallowing disorder, in the future due to the stiffening of muscles because of radiation treatment.
Wow, that is absolutely one of the most interesting things I've heard today. So you are a part of the team with Frederick Health Hospital that talks about what they're now calling pre-therapy, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So, getting patients and individuals in to start these exercises and really provide education on, the process and the reasons why behind, these exercises, and eating during treatment is so important. And eating and drinking is so important.
Right, absolutely. Well, that's fabulous. Well, how did you get involved with this area of expertise? What made you want to become a speech therapist that then has a concentration with working with patients who have cancer diagnoses?
So, quality of life is so important, especially, in today's world with the pandemic. Eating and drinking and communicating, those are all essential life functions, but they're all a very big social aspect to them. So, making sure people can enjoy their lives as the best they can, especially, while they're completing treatment and definitely after treatment, is so important to me as a person and as the profession.
That is incredible. That's spectacular. So, I'm curious. So, during the pandemic, did you notice a shift at all with patients coming to seek treatment for their cancer diagnosis, as well as how the pandemic affected getting the pre-therapy and post-therapy treatment? Have you noticed in your profession how the pandemic has really affected you and your patients?
I mean, I think that, as with anything in the world, medically with the pandemic, everything has been impacted to a degree. And, it's just really important for us as professionals to make sure that, putting those patients first, there is that apprehensive feeling sometimes with, the medical component and the pandemic and all of that. But just making sure that, we are, supporting and, recommending and reaching out. That's what, is most important.
And really getting back to your primary care physicians and getting those initial follow-ups for your physicals and things like that, I'm finding is key to many people, because a lot of people have been away from going for their, their preventative screenings and things like that. So especially with something like a head and neck cancer that, might not be as easy to find, that's always something that you want to get taken care of by going to your primary care physician or your general practitioner and getting these preventative tests done. Since we've been away because of the pandemic for 2 years, this is such a vital part of what we need to try and educate the general populace, don't you think?
Absolutely. And, not just the general practitioner, but also going to the dentist regularly and, seeing an ear, nose, and throat doctor if something doesn't seem right or doesn't feel right. They can always get a good visual of things. So, definitely not being afraid to, if something doesn't seem right, feel right, definitely follow up with a medical professional as soon as you can.
Definitely. That is absolutely amazing. Now, Johanna, I'm going to ask you, how has cancer itself impacted your life? Do you have anything in your life that how you've been touched by cancer at all?
Yeah. Actually, I have a family member, a very close family member who, is, going through the process of treatment, not head and neck cancer, but the process of cancer treatment. And, just, focusing on quality of life and them as a person. And I think that's, helped carrying over to my treatment and my professional environment to, when somebody walks in my office, they are a person and a person first. And that's what's always so important to remember. So, having the, personal component to it, who's going through that at the same place, at the same building, it just kind of helps to, show the individual that, as medical professionals, we are human as well, and we only want the best for people.
Right. And well, we wish your family member the best of luck as they are navigating their cancer journey. And we are so blessed to have you with us today on the air, Johanna. And if there's one message that you'd like to kind of send out to the people that are paying attention to our live stream today and a part of our radiothon today, what would be a message that you'd like to leave with our listening audience today?
A lot of people come and they say they're just overwhelmed. There's a lot going on with the specific diagnosis, and I would just encourage people to, we are there for them. We want them to get better. We want to help them. We want to make their quality of life what it should be and enjoy life. And, at the end of the day, we are a team and we all have the same goals.
That is absolutely amazing. Yes, I totally agree 100% with that. Johanna, thank you so much for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to chat with us today and kind of give us a little glimpse into the world of speech therapy and how your role can play a large part in our cancer patients who have been diagnosed with head and neck cancer. So we can't thank you enough for being with us. And now I get to ask you the very fun question. Miss Johanna, what radio station do you listen to here in Frederick County?
106.9 The Eagle.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Johanna. Thanks for being a part of our Radiothon interviews today. And thank you so much for all that you're doing for our cancer patients and their caregivers in the Frederick and Washington County areas. We really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Thank you so much for helping get this information out there.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And then one day you realize it's something so incredibly serious and you lose a friend or family member. That's why, please, my spider bite, which turned out to be cancer, the whole process of waiting the weeks literally could have taken my life if it made it to a lymph node. And it was very, very close. But the fact that day he literally said, that's cancer, we're taking it off, and took it off. As Lisa said, not only saved my life, but really, wow, what a shocking thing. You see a little bump that looks like an insect bite. You have no idea that could be cancer. Lisa had a little teeny blotch on her face. 24 stitches in her face, but the cancer's gone, and you can't tell.
No.
But if we hadn't gone, had he not seen it, had he not dealt with it that day. So don't be afraid to go to cancer.org. Don't be afraid to call and say, I'm a little afraid of something here. 800-227-2345. That's one of the reasons all of us at Manning Media, all of us here on the Jack Diamond Morning Show, all of us at Manning Media are doing this today as a lifeline to you and also to raise funds. So that phone line is answered 24/7. That website is up whenever you need it. And then they can send you to the person you need. If you don't have a cancer doctor, if you don't have an oncologist, if your GP like mine said, oh, that's a spider bite, but you're not so sure, and you need a recommendation, give them a call and get the information. We need $853.50 to get the $7,000 on our little portion of the broadcast today.
Yes.
So again, whether it's in our friend Johnny, the owner of the salon Cara in Gaithersburg that we lost in January to stomach cancer, on behalf of him, a family member of yours, just because you want to help, 301-620-7700 or text HOPE, and that's what it's all about, to 800-222-1069. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for helping. God bless you. We love you for it. Thanks for listening to the show. Rest in peace, Johnny. We love you. Johnny came in when we shaved our heads.
I remember. And we're...
Where are you going?
I'm just putting my stuff in the office, so it's out of here.
Moving out.
I'm moving out. What are we trying to catch?
Thanks for playing.
Yeah, thanks for playing. Oh my gosh. Ding dong. What are we trying to catch? You said
The last half of their morning show
gotcha.
and the other hour of yours.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just solicited now. Oh. Okay, so I did the 9 a.m. sponsor. Word. It's freezing in here.
So Monique, did you get her? Monique Canali?
No.
Tamale?
What?
She won the tickets to Alive at 5.
Oh, okay. Some of these people.
I know.
So annoying. Texting payoff. It drives me nuts.
Oh, she told us before. Not with us, but not for a while.
I want wonder if she made a donation. Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. I'm not even gonna mention it.
No.
If she, yeah, whatever. Okay, so. Here, and I will take out this one. Alright, I'll email these dumbasses the link to them. I know.
I'll send you the link if you donate.
Yeah, right. So is Logan not on at all today?
Mm-mm.
Okay. But he's happy. So did Mike track? He's on 6 p.m. to midnight.
Tonight? Friday?
It says 6 p.m. to midnight, Mike.
Who's out?
Well, Logan. It's me, Erin.
Oh, right.
Christina.
He's covering for Aaron.
So that just, because it ends, right? Radiothon ends at 6 p.m.?
6 p.m.
That's
yeah.
why. He's just tracked it. Okay. Alrighty. Alright, so I will do pay off the qualifying word. Radiothon 2022 is happening now with a matching donation and then toss to you and whatever. Brian's like, hey, you going tonight? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'll be drinking. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll be working.
Doesn't mean you can't have a sip or two.
I can have a sip of wine. Just about 9:26, the Dina Carole Morning Show on Key 103. Current temperature is 57. Flood watch is in effect from noon today until 2 a.m. $1,000 work day is happening now. The word you need to enter at key103radio.com for your chance to enter and win qualifying $1,000. Wow, the word is payoff. PAYOFF. You can enter that at key103radio.com. Radiothon 2022 is happening right now.
It is, and we are so excited because Manning Media has put up $1,000 matching, so that will help us get to well over 6,000. But we need your help. We need your donations right now. So $25 turns to 50, 50 turns to 100. We need those donations right now at 301-620-7700. We want to thank Manning Media, Fred Manning, for that donation.
Yay! 301-620-7700. Make those phones ring. Less animals. Key 103. Don't ask me what came out of my mouth. It's all a jumbled mess, y'all. I've had no sleep. Well, that's not true. A couple hours I had. I've been up since 2. That was a big mistake.
Yeah.
When you have an elderly dog, they require a lot of work. And sometimes it's the middle of the night. Poor thing.
Yeah.
She made messes, and I didn't want her to be in her messes, so I was cleaning her messes up at 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I was like, well, I'm awake now, knowing I would pay the price for it. Radiothon 2022 is happening. Please call 301-620-1031. Your donation
700.
is doubled. What did I say?
So you said our request line,
Oh.
which is fine. They can do that too, but
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, don't listen to anything Dina says right now.
Nope.
It's all good.
Brian's in the house. We're live. Brian's. Well, you know Brian.
I thought she was talking to herself.
Well, I do that too. It's one of those days where I could be talking to myself. Earlier I said, thanks for playing.
Thanks for playing.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
Maybe you were saying thanks for paying.
Yeah, there you go. 301-620-7700. That's the number you need to call in. Your donation is matched all this hour up to $1,000. Woo! All right. There you go. Did you get the yummy food in the kitchen?
I had a donut, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I assume we're getting lunch.
We are.
No lunch for you.
We are getting lunch.
Sweet. All right.
Yeah, what is lunch? Who is lunch?
Orioles nest.
Ah, that's right. Uh-oh, northbound 270 at 80, accident. Accident, northbound 270 at 80. Yeah, it is a yucky, yucky day. All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna go see if I can get some numbers to be, or names to be right. Danny's gonna talk to you because I'm gonna go try and get some brain cells in here. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, is right.
All right, so I've got so many people who are battling cancer. You probably do too. Have lost some people to cancer. You probably have as well. Just know every dollar you donate stays right here in Frederick and Washington County. We need your donation right now. 301-620-7700 is the number to call. If that's too much for you to do, like if you're at work and you can't do all that, you can text the word HOPE to 301-620-1031, our text line. And if you text the word HOPE, you're going to get a auto response that has a link so you can go right online and donate. So text the word HOPE to 301-620-1031. And you're going to get the link that you need to donate online. We appreciate every dollar. $5, $25, $100 if you can do it. $500 would be awesome. We want to try to use up every bit of that $1,000 matching donation that's been graciously awarded by Manning Media.
At all, but ask me about my spider bite. Mm-hmm. It appeared to be exactly what I've had previously for a spider bite. It was small, that little sort of pustule. It was red. At first I thought maybe it was Lyme, because it had that sort of bullet look.
And it was on the side of your...
On the side of my thigh. Mm-hmm. Went to my general practitioner, my doctor. She said, yeah, it looks like a spider bite to me. Keep an eye on it. Put a little cortisone on it, maybe some antibiotic cream. And it kept getting bigger. So she said, I still think it's a spider bite. Maybe you need an antibiotic, which was not bad advice for what she thought I had. Went to another doctor who said the same thing. It got bigger. So now it's about the size of a quarter. That was specifically asked how big it was. About the size of a quarter. And I went to our dermatologist, who took a look at it and immediately said, take those jeans off and jump up on this table. We're taking that off today. I believe it's cancer.
And what color?
Red.
So it was red.
Yeah. And with that little pustule. I mean, it looked like a spider bite. Something that you work out in the yard, you think, oh, it's a spider. So he said if it would have moved toward my lymph nodes, that would have been it. There's nothing they could have done at that point.
Because it's fast.
It's very fast moving, and the type of cancer that I had in my leg, incredibly fast moving. Got up there, a couple of shots of lidocaine, novocaine, sharp scalpel, boom, gone. I'm like, wow. But had I not gone in that day, had it been an additional week or two, it would have been terrible news. Not that having it at all was good news. That's why we want you to be educated about this, and don't want you to think that any fear, any concern is too small. Nobody's going to laugh at you. I hope you have a great doctor. I hope you never have to have an oncologist. But if you need any of this advice, that's why cancer.org, and that's why the helpline, 800-227-2345, is there. Lisa had a melanoma on her face, same doctor.
Started out really small. I thought I just had a little bit of chocolate or something on my face or a freckle.
Looked like a freckle.
And I went in and they called me back and they said, no, it's cancer. And I went in for the procedure and I had no idea. And by the time I came out, I was just all bandaged up and I was upset. But the place where I went online to cancer.org. I went to go and find the information and I felt so much better. I felt I had some bit of control having some information because I didn't remember everything the doctor said.
We were fortunate to have a great doctor who, again, with Lisa, and this was, you can imagine, amazingly, Lisa's dad, who was given a cancer diagnosis, terminal one, had it in his mouth. You don't think of having a melanoma inside your mouth. Now, again, had he not gone to a great doctor, had his dentist not found it, that would have been truly tragic because he never would have been able to take any steps toward dealing with that cancer. And as it was, he had surgery. You know the story. They sent him home after, a couple of years of treatment and said, make arrangements, make your final arrangements. And he took his family and ran off and joined the circus. And partly because of great medicine, partly because they did catch it, partly because, the circus is a lot of fun, he lived another 46 years.
Which is amazing.
It is amazing.
You know, JD, I think about my mom's twin brother, Uncle Bobby, that you met. And he got one of the worst diagnoses you can ever get with pancreatic cancer. And his wife, Barbara, an engineer. So she was with him at every doctor's appointment as an advocate, and they always say you need an advocate. And she had every file with her at all times. And he lived 6 or 7 years and was cancer-free.
Right.
But because of all the chemo, I mean, it had taken wear and tear on his body. But I think he had, the perfect person he could have had with him all the time to help him get through it. And so many people don't, and that's why...
Well, you do at the American Cancer Society.
Absolutely.
24/7. 301-620-7700. From Jack Diamond Show on Facebook, Irene, who lives up in Greencastle, Pennsylvania, listens to the show every day, said, I'd like to give a big thank you to the Gettysburg Cancer Center, who have been so wonderful during my husband's almost 3-year journey of treatment for stage 4 throat cancer.
Wow.
You don't want to hear that and not have support and not have help. You want to know there are professionals because at that point you go, now what? What do I do? Where do I go? How will life change? So, Irene, I'm so sorry that your husband and you are going through that, but equally happy to know that there are great places like the Gettysburg Cancer Center who are treating you and looking after you. So, remember, $25 could help one person get all that free information, support, and access through the 24/7 helpline and cancer.org. Please help us. This will be our second to last opportunity to say thank you to those who have already made a contribution and encourage you to call us at 301-620-7700.
And our Power Hour sponsor this hour is our very own Manning Media.
Yay! Thank you very much to Fred and Janet Manning and everybody who works in this amazing company. And it's local radio the way local radio is supposed to be, serving our community with live and local broadcasts. This isn't coming on a satellite from somewhere else. We are proudly in the broadcast barn in Frederick, Maryland.
And we aren't just radio. We are radio, digital events, podcasting, and more. Manning Media, the mind of a marketing agency, the muscle of a media company. ManningMediaInc.com.
The muscle?
Absolutely. Look at those guns.
I'd like to think that Jim's the muscle.
Absolutely.
And I have the mind. You're the muscle.
301-620-7700.
Thank you.
Oh, our
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Are you kidding? Thank you. I know those big boys. We have one of those.
Yeah, well, it should have a shoulder stock on it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I usually just
Yeah,
stick
we-
it in.
Yes.
I'm feeling like I've had caffeine now a little bit, and I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
fixed it. Not much,
Right.
but I just did fix another
Good.
cup of joy.
Cup of joy. I had
Cup of joy.
so much coffee this morning that now I'm crashing. So
Oh,
I'm like,
that's
okay,
hard, yeah.
nope, another hour
Do you
and
need a
half.
donut?
No. Oh my gosh, I need a donut like I need a hole in my head. No, because sugar's worse for me.
Yeah.
I get that wicked sugar headache then.
Oh, you don't want that. And there's bagels. Those bagels are
I
good. I had half a
know.
bagel.
I
She
had a
can't,
bite.
she's
I
gluten.
can't because I'm gluten.
I'm
It's
gonna,
okay.
I'm gonna toast one though. And
I
have
had a
one
bite. It's
myself.
good. They look good.
Refreshing.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Not Panera's. Oh my gosh.
One of those other places. Zipani.
No. They do catering all the time.
Canapé.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
They
what
did
they
it.
are. Yeah. I read their little sticker.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're good. I mean,
They are wonderful.
They
I
are.
love canapes. I love, yes.
she does
Yes,
so
ML
much. She
is
does so
amazing.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even through the pandemic, she was giving people free food. No questions asked. The sad part is she was telling us that not everyone was grateful.
Well,
And that's unfortunate.
it is unfortunate, and you're
But
going to
she
get
is
that. But
great.
you know what?
Yeah.
Enough people are grateful.
Exactly.
And you're not doing it,
Right.
you're giving from your heart, not,
Sure.
you know,
Oh,
to help
sure.
people,
Oh, absolutely.
which is hard to remember when people, because
When they complain about
Yeah.
something that's
I'm the
and
first one to
sometimes the
say,
things that
"Excuse
are
me."
out of control. You know, sometimes things are out of your control, and
My
you're like,
pet
I'm
peeve
trying to
of
do
relay,
a good thing.
we used
you
to
know?
do
Yeah.
paper evaluations at the
Sure.
end, and it would be the rain, the weather.
Yeah, things that
And
you
finally,
can't
I
control.
would like start with, all right, I want to know your opinion on how things went. Please do not comment on the weather. Can't control it.
Yes.
Can't control
That's
it.
why we're thankful
If
for
will
you,
just-
baby.
Right? I'm like, if you will just comment on
Sure.
anything you want except for what I can't control.
Right. Yes.
If you have a relationship with Mother Nature, you let me know, because I do not. We're not on speaking terms, haven't been in years.
No, I am with you on that. Oh, that's not. Let's see, there was an accident somewhere. Let's see if that cleared up. Okay, must be gone. That's good. So a cup of joy is when, well, you know. So
Yep.
we have just added a second cup of joy in the Dina Carole Morning Show at this time,
Awesome.
which is so cool. And of
Well,
course,
and it's perfect to like close your
it is
start it up and sort of wind you
Yes.
down with something positive, and that.
And that is all good. It's all good.
It
By the
is.
way, you are awesome, and we appreciate you calling 301-620-7700 now. It's matching donations. Come on in here, Lori.
I didn't know that we could say hello.
Of course
Hello.
you could say hello.
What do I know?
You know more than I do. So
What
that's
do I
good.
know?
That is good. All right, let me bring up the weather. And let's see what
What a
it
good
is.
sound effect, you know.
Oh, we like it. Yes. There you go. She's dancing in the studios. I know you there. Now you can see her.
Whole lot of face in that picture.
You're so silly. Okay, so that is there. Second cup of joy. And then we have, I gotta do the
Oh, I don't even need a chair. I can stand.
Yeah, well, just kind of where the mic is. It's,
Well,
you
we're
can't
gonna be
raise it
about-
up any
I'm
higher.
pretty short.
10 minutes.
That's right.
We're going to be about 10 minutes, but you're,
Oh, so I got 10
you're
minutes.
welcome to hang out with us, yeah, about around 50.
And we are live on, by the way. You can turn around and say hello.
Oh, hello.
Greetings and salutations.
Hopefully you like the back of my head there for a second.
That's you. That's me.
See, we both got the memo that white hair is in. Jimmy one day will come along with us.
Well,
and,
maybe.
yeah.
If I'm lucky, I'll have it.
You just have wavy hair.
Yeah,
It's waving goodbye.
Ew.
Huh? Please.
Let me write that down.
Hey-o.
Let me write that down and throw it away. Okay. Wait.
Have a seat.
Oh, all right. I'm going to sit. Oh, hi.
There you go.
That's a fancy chair.
Isn't it? I got that for my birthday.
I was going to say, you bring this in yourself. We don't have fancy chairs like this here.
I was sitting on that wooden stool from like Target for 2 years, and decided Fred was afraid I was going to really hurt myself. So we got my chair and we built it. Of course, I helped build it, but I didn't know it was for me. I thought it was going to be just a low chair they were going to put in the conference room.
And then
I was like, oh. And Fred's like, happy birthday.
When they were in between, before Mike started working here, when our previous operations manager Chris left, I went right into his office because like 3 months or so. I'm like, he's got the nicest chair here. I just went and put it in my office.
And why not?
Yeah. Nope. Nobody's said anything since. It's been almost 3 years, so whatever.
All right.
4 cents is bringing in lunch. I love a free meal.
You're welcome to keep that if you need that.
No, I have them too, but that's cool. Yeah, it's probably easier than reprinting them.
It only goes to 2.
I'm only on until 2 anyway.
Oh, well, there you
go. Since we're doing 6 to 6, Greg is
Right.
doing 2 to 6, and then Kevin's just doing a longer shift.
You want to stop here? This is the second song.
Wherever you want to stop.
Yeah, let's
it's
stop.
fine.
Because we'll be going into the interview.
Okay. Okay, let me get the sheet that tosses to that.
And we are live.
I guess I'll just mess my hair up.
.1069, the Eagle, Maryland's classic hit station. Jack Diamond, Jimmy Alexander, Lisa Ann, and Brian Corson.
Hello.
Hey, Brian.
How's everybody doing?
Doing well. It's been a bit of a teary morning, but mostly a hopeful morning and a very successful morning of doing our best to try and fund the wonderful work that the American Cancer Society and Relay for Life do here in Frederick and Washington County.
Yeah, and I've said this for 11 years, 12 years. I lose track now. I've been here for so long. It amazes me every year the way the community can come together for this and just show their support for something that affects everybody, obviously. In some way, everybody's going to have an experience with cancer in one way or another.
And that's the sad part of it. You're right. Whether it's what appears to be a small melanoma. Dave Barnhart was just telling us about one that he had, a rather large one. I've had them. Lisa Ann has had them. Jimmy has had cancer in his family. Have you?
I've lost relatives to cancer, so yeah. I mean, that could realistically that could be all that happens to you, and you know, I mean, it's still a terrible thing, but that still affects you in some way because you lose a loved one because they had cancer. So.
You know, there are cure rates for some types of cancer and leukemia at 95%. That's been done through research, fundraising, incredible science. But kind people who have helped grease those wheels. I mean, there's no other way.
Yeah.
You know, it takes money. And the phone company says, yeah, American Cancer Society is great. The bill's due on the end of the month, right?
Right. Yeah.
You have to have a building. You have to have people. They have to be paid. So that you are not charged when you go to cancer.org or you call the helpline at 800-227-2345. The biggest mistake any of us can make is ignoring it.
Mm-hmm.
In my case, Lisa's case, you know, God forbid, you know, your case, we want to make sure that you have that protection and that community support that without that, it's even scarier. Just hearing that word.
Yeah.
But imagine you didn't have someone to call. Good luck getting a doctor's appointment today, right? So without any care for cost or concern, they're going to help guide you and send you to the right place. I like the fact that, you know, for as little as $50, for that contribution, you could help provide a breast cancer patient with one-on-one peer support from a breast cancer survivor. If not, where do you go for that help? How do you find someone who you're going to tell your most intimate, personal, scariest, aspect of your life too.
Yeah, I mean, you need that support for sure.
So that's why we're asking for help. That's why we're asking for money. 301-620-7700. Brian has been here with Manning Media on Key and the Eagle for decades, and loves this community, loves this station. On behalf of Brian, if you've enjoyed Brian's company and his companionship, or Kevin Cash, the wonderful Kevin Cash, or Greg, Dina from across the hall was also over here as well. We're a big family, not necessarily a big company. We're a local, live and local broadcast owned by local people, part of the community. That's the whole point of the Washington County, Frederick County American Cancer Society fundraising. It stays here locally.
Yeah, and I just was over there with Dina in our sister station studio a minute ago and made an appearance on their Facebook. It's like, oh, you guys remember Brian? Come on in.
Oh, that's nice.
It is. We're just a big community.
Welcome back. It's Crazy Karen Walcott coming to you live from the Key 103 Radio Barn. We are so happy to be here for Radiothon 2020. Dun, dun, dun. I have with me my longtime friend, Tom, the man, Sweeney. How are you, Tom?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. So, Tom, you are part of the Washington
I've
County
given away for free when I went
Relay
to a
for
couple
Life,
conferences,
right?
That's all.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, so tell me a little bit about, first off, you have been relaying for how many years?
It's been probably close to 21 years, so I'm legal this year.
Wow, woohoo! Too bad we don't drink at Relay, right? Oh, man. So, 21 years being a relayer. So, how did that come to pass?
Well, I lost my grandmother to breast cancer, and she passed away in February of '98. And that year, my sister Stacy decided she was going to participate in Relay for Life, which was, a fairly new thing. It was only a couple years old in Washington County.
Right.
And when she got home that year, she talked about, all the stuff she did and how much fun it was and everything. So the following year, I decided I wanted to kind of go along and just see what it was like and everything. So I guess it was probably the following year or the year after that, something like that, somewhere in there, that I actually started as a participant and kind of went from there and served on the committee and
got locked in and sucked in.
voluntold many times.
That's right. Oh my gosh, don't we all get voluntold?
Yeah, but it was also during Relay that, I think it's one of those things, you think about it being a fundraiser, but it's also about education and awareness and everything. And you don't really realize how much it impacts you until something immediately happens.
Right.
My dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and I remember my mom saying, she was really upset about it and everything, and I just went over and hugged her and said, this is why we do what we do. This is why we relay. Because my dad was diagnosed during basically just a regular checkup. It was a PSA test that led to his prostate cancer diagnosis. And
thanks for calling Radiothon. This is live.
And I said, it's one of those things that Relay, the funding from Relay was one of those things that led to the research that went into the development of the
PSA, right.
And that was what was finding my dad's cancer. So it was kind of one of those things where everything kind of came full circle.
Right.
So
you made all the connections.
Right. Yeah. So that's kind of how we got here.
And Dad's doing
very well. He had surgery and never had to do any kind of other treatments or anything. And he has been cancer-free for several years.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep.
That's wonderful.
Absolutely. So then if you fast forward then to 2017, my sister unexpectedly passed from a brain aneurysm. And I think sometimes it's what you do in that moment. Like it's not necessarily that moment that defines you, but what happens next that defines how you look on that.
I love that.
Right. And it was one of those things that once we lost her, I kind of had things, emotions all over the place.
Sure, of course.
So we turned that kind of emotion into a new event because she was such a huge supporter of the American Cancer Society.
Right, that you and your family started in it.
We wanted to do an event, or I wanted to do an event that kind of memorialized her, even if nobody else knew about it, but it was just something that I wanted to do. So we started doing Anything of Hope, which happens every year on the first Friday of October, because October was her birth month.
Okay.
You guys got what?
So we started doing that, and then in addition, we started an award. We present an award every year at that event that recognizes kind of an unsung hero in the community.
Okay.
Who, through their support and everything, and giving back, supports both the cancer patients in the community or the American Cancer Society, or a combination of the two. And that we decided to do in memory of a former committee member who passed away from cancer.
Okay.
So we present that with the Hope Takes Flight Award.
Okay.
And we've been able to recognize some amazing individuals in the community over the last 4 years. So
Now this event happens in Washington County.
correct.
Okay.
Yes, it does. And like I said, it happens this year. We have it on Friday, October 7th. And it's at the Elmwood Farm Bed and Breakfast in Williamsport, Maryland.
Okay.
Tickets are $150 a couple.
Very good.
Okay.
I think that's everything
And
I need.
we do have a website for that. It's eveningofhope.org for more information. Tickets will be available online soon.
Okay.
We're still working out some logistical information, but it's shaping up to be a really great event again this year.
So, what Tom and I we were talking about this event, and I have, for the 14 years that I've been involved in Relay, I have never attended an Evening of Hope, so I'm going this year. My husband doesn't know yet. Hi, honey, but we're going.
You've been voluntold.
Yes, you've been voluntold, honey. We're going. And I'm really looking forward to it, but I want to know more about what the event entails.
What it is.
So go ahead and, do I stop off at Chick-fil-A before I come? Or
no.
how does this work?
We will have plenty of food for you.
Okay.
We do have that. Your ticket to the event includes valet parking. It is a cocktail attire,
Okay.
more or less. We asked for a cocktail
So
attire.
get a fancy dress,
Get dressed
girls. And boys,
Sorry.
no jeans.
Sorry to all the husbands.
That's right, ties.
But no, it's a great evening. We have a lot of food. We have some great local businesses that donate or work with us for the food and everything. Captain Bender's Tavern actually caters the dinner for us. We have some great local farms that donate. Delightful Dairy donates a tablescape this year and last year. We have Lotus Moon Cafe has agreed to do some appetizers. Buttercream Bakery is going to be doing some desserts.
Yum!
So we have all kinds of great food. So yeah, you
So no
definitely want to
Chick-fil-A.
come
Okay,
hungry.
got
Yep.
it. Coming hungry. Got it. Check.
In addition,
Dress. Check.
Yes,
Hungry.
yes.
Check. Okay.
Yep. In addition, we have a lot of different fundraisers that run throughout the evening. We have a cupcake pool, which if you're not familiar with that,
I am not.
I know a lot of places
Someplace
do
I have to
wine pools.
jump in.
No, it's not that type of pool.
Okay.
A lot of places do wine pools where you buy a bottle of wine, and we did that the first year, but we've actually had more success with our cupcake pool. And basically the way that works for a donation, you'll get a cupcake and the chance to win a gift card to a local business or a retailer or something in our area.
Okay.
So it's a lot of fun, and it's good cupcakes
Good
too.
cupcake. Yeah.
We have a jewelry box game where you have the opportunity to win a pair of diamond earrings.
Ooh, fancy.
We have our Lot of Hope, which you can buy a car, which is not a full-size car, but just a small car, and you'll have the chance to win a detailing for a car. We have a lot of great silent auction items.
I love a good silent auction
yeah.
because I run the Frederick County Relay for Life silent auction program.
We're gonna put you to shame.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Maybe give
no pressure now, right?
Maybe get some good ideas. Apparently, I'm going to need to bring my checkbook
No,
too,
but
honey.
we have
Checkbook check.
we have a lot of great stuff that I can already say we already have. Elmwood Farms is donating a night stay at the end. We have a handmade quilt we'll have available, a crocheted Afghan that will be available. We have a solo stove, one of the smokeless stoves.
Yes.
That'll be in there. A Yeti cooler, a bushel of crabs. So there's a lot of great stuff. We have a signed Pittsburgh Steelers helmet.
Oh, sorry, I'm not Pittsburgh.
I'm not either, but that's all right.
You know, there's somebody out there.
There are people out there
that like that
yeah.
kind of thing. That's
Absolutely,
fine.
absolutely. So we have, there's a little bit of something for everybody.
I love that.
And then something new that we're adding this year is our Plinko board, where we'll have the opportunity to be able to win some smaller prizes for a smaller donation.
So that's like you put something at the top and it runs down,
kind of like you used to see on The Price is Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
and it falls into one of the little holes and
So we're working
That's
out
so
some
much
details
fun.
on that, but
Okay.
we're going to be adding that. We had some requests from people to have some like lower cost
interactive,
options,
lower
and
cost games.
so we're trying to really accommodate those people too.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
saw it
So this is on
that one.
Friday, October 7th from 6 to
I didn't
10.
know it was on that
And
one.
tickets will be going on sale soon, so look at the website
Yeah.
and eveningofhope.org.
Eveningofhope.org.
Eveningofhope.org, okay. And wow, I'm so excited. This sounds very exciting. So I'm gonna go dress shopping, so gotta go by.
Yeah, and the other thing I can say is we do accept nominations for the award. So if there's anybody especially in Washington County,
Okay.
and I think we actually also label it as Washington County and adjoining counties.
Okay.
So,
So
if
if
there's
you
somebody
have-
out there, go to eveningofhope.org. There are all the information. The nomination form is there as well.
Okay, so so the general public can
Absolutely,
nominate
absolutely.
an unsung hero.
Absolutely.
Okay, excellent.
Yep.
Wonderful. Tom, as always, it has been a pleasure to chat with you. And Tom has actually been here working the Radiothon this morning. He's been taking donations for us, so that's been fabulous. This was his first time actually taking donations. So it's nerve-wracking, isn't it?
That first call.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking. But people have been so generous already today, which is so great, and they help us do our jobs better when they're able to get us some donations to help us spread the word and help out the local patients with cancer.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
excellent.
Absolutely.
Well, awesome. All right. So, is there anybody that you would like to put on our lovely Tree of Hope that is sponsored by All Ball and Sons?
Well, I did actually already have somebody on there.
Okay.
Brad Paybody, who was someone from
Oh, there he is, Brad.
Yeah. He was he has been diagnosed with colon cancer a couple of times. And
Okay.
we recently learned he's being moved to hospice care. So we're sending out prayers to his family.
Absolutely. Sending prayers for Brad. I'll add him to my prayer list.
Absolutely.
All right, awesome.
Barnhart,
Well,
thank
it has been
you.
spectacular.
Thank you.
Again, Tom, friends, check out your Evening of Hope, eveningofhope.org to learn all about this fabulous event that's happening on Friday, October 7th, from 6 to 8, and 6 to 10, yes, 6 to 10, 6 to 8 sounds like a short period of time. And when is your Washington County relay?
That is it's Father's Day weekend.
So the
It's
19th?
the 9th.
I can look, yeah.
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so
Sorry, I've got other things on my brain.
yeah, I
You
know.
caught me off guard.
I know. I'm sorry. I asked you. Yes. Okay. So the 19th. Yay, we did it! Okay. So the 19th will be the Relay for Life in Washington County, and of course.
Well, the 18th is the
I'm sorry, the 18th into the 19th.
No,
And then
no, it's a Saturday.
Yeah, the 18th is relay.
Oh, then it isn't into the 19th. It's the
Correct.
18th.
Yeah.
just the
It's
18th.
just the
Yeah, the
It's
19th
just
is
the
Father's Day.
18th.
We have to
Once
make
again,
sure
I'm
that
saying these things
it
that I
is-
don't know all
It
about.
is. I can tell you, it is 2 to 11. Correct?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I
2
see.
in the afternoon to 11
Yes,
p.m.
yes.
Ooh, now look, that is exciting for all of those who don't want to do the overnight
Yes.
walk. That's a great option. I love that. Awesome sauce. All right. Well, let us know if there's anything that we can do to help you with your Evening of Hope. If you're watching out there and you have a business that you'd like to send to Tom's Evening of Hope silent auction or be a sponsor for his event, I'm sure he would love that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So anything you need, our listeners out there. And of course, please make our phones ring at 301-620-7700. Our phones are not ringing and Tom needs something to do. So come on, we've taken time off work. We're here for you. We love you. All right, thanks so much, Tom.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
All right.
All right, awesome. Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
That is good. I'm good.
Hello. Hello. I was like, oh, I feel like I'm seeing myself. Cheers. Cheerio. I believe we're still doing matching donations. If you would like to call 301-620-7700, much appreciated. Actually, until 11 a.m. you have. Anything you donate will be doubled. And just know that $100 provides rides to and from treatments, and that could be doubled to $200. 301-620-7700.
The pledge discount for that?
Manning Media did that.
No, but I mean, if you've done a pledge versus a actual right now donation.
What?
I pledged $250.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. Could be 500.
Could be.
It could be.
Fred will love that.
There you go. All right, let me grab Dani really quick since we're gonna go on here. Hey, Dani. 2 minutes, we're gonna go.
With the card ID in the category, or if it's a problem with the ingestion that I need to look at. Is that normal? Right
Yeah,
there?
LJ1 and 3417. Yeah, that's like Wednesday's Orioles promo.
All right, so then go file, save as.
Well, actually, you know what? Hang on. Let me double check it. Ugh, this damn screen.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Orioles. Oh, it's calm. Ooh, good thing I didn't save that. All right.
All right, now hit file, save as. It should have changed the name.
It's rain all weekend. Who knows? Maybe the rain will be moved out by tomorrow morning.
All right. Hey, everybody. This is Crazy Karen Walcott coming to you live at Radiothon 2022. And I have the pleasure to be joined by Dr. Tam again this year. I'm so excited to have you with us. How have you been? It's been a year. You recently moved to Frederick last year. Are you in your house?
I am in my new house.
So how is that going?
Everything's great. Everything's great. Really happy to be back. It's been, almost a year since we last spoke at the last event, and a lot has happened since then, and a lot of this has grown. So very excited to be here with you guys again.
So exciting. So tell us, last time we talked, so for you out there, Dr. Tam is a colorectal surgeon. So first off, colorectal, come on, Dr. Tam, how did you get involved in that specialty?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. So
I'm sure.
just as a refresher, out of medical school, colorectal surgeons go through general surgery training. So I spent 7 years doing that at UPMC in Pittsburgh. I then spent the last year doing fellowship or specialty training, specifically in colon and rectal cancer over at Memorial Sloan Kettering in New York City.
Right.
And after that, made my way back to Maryland, which we're happy and excited to be back. I went to medical school at Johns Hopkins and always knew we wanted to come back into the Maryland community. So we're very happy to be here. So I made the decision to go to colon and rectal towards the end of my residency. It was an easy decision at the time because it's a very satisfying population to work with. So in addition just to enjoying doing surgery, I think colon and rectal cancer is a very treatable condition, and there's very robust community programs to pick it up. So specifically screening colonoscopies. So it's a very common disease, unfortunately. So, colorectal cancer is third most common cause of cancer in the United States. So it's over 100,000 diagnoses of colon cancer every year.
Right.
Over 40,000 of rectal cancer per year. And combining both men and women, it's the second most common cause of cancer death. So it's a very prevalent problem in our community and one that needs attention and specialized care. So for that reason, there was a calling, to enter a field in oncology to treat these patients. And the treatment programs are very advanced now. We've come a long way over the last several decades, combining both chemotherapy, surgery, radiation, and it's become a very treatable disease. So many times we can cure cancer. And there's, very few conditions you can say that,
right, absolutely.
We cure this cancer, and colon cancer and rectal cancer is certainly one of them. So it was a very gratifying field, and it's something I'm very happy I chose and very proud to be part of.
And very passionate, because last time we had talked about how Frederick Health Hospital was going to start a multidisciplinary clinic for different avenues of cancer treatment. I know we have the breast cancer one, and we have the
there's a prostate
and urology.
Correct.
Right. So, but drum roll, please, Dr. Tam, colorectal multidisciplinary clinic starts this month, right?
Yes, we're very excited to announce that we are launching our colorectal multidisciplinary clinic this month at the Stockholm Cancer Institute. And what that means is that we have a centralized location where patients can obtain specialized care from surgery, medical oncology, radiation oncology. It's kind of like one-stop shopping. So, historically, patients are being bounced around from provider to provider, looking for different opinions, spread over several weeks. And the goal here is to really streamline that process from diagnosis, quickly to treatment. And so by centralizing all of these under one roof, on the same day, patients can come in and see different specialists. I also want to mention that we have genetics as well.
Yes,
so
genetics.
Patients can qualify.
Yes, we talked about that last year.
Yeah, so, especially young patients who are diagnosed or those who have a significant family history qualify for genetic testing, and that's something we can make available on the same day. So the goal is for the patient to come in on one day, leave the building at the end of the day with a comprehensive plan, having seen, multiple different specialists. And the goal is really to expedite treatment, to go from diagnosis to treatment, historically
in a
was spread over
short amount of period of time.
Correct. So we're very excited to launch that later this month.
That's so exciting. I mean, I was talking to Erin Rusa, who is the provider relations specialist for Frederick Health, and we were really talking about how all of these young, vibrant physicians have migrated to Frederick County, and the energy and the expertise that you all are bringing to our community and the neighboring communities is just amazing, because now we don't have to send patients down the road to Baltimore or DC. We can treat everyone right here in town, and it's just amazing that we are offering this to our community. And I'm so excited that that the colorectal multidisciplinary clinic is actually starting this month. I mean,
yes, we're very excited.
That's just incredible. I mean, we just talked about this process last year, less than a year ago, and here we are sitting here making it happen. And that's just, it's incredible how much Frederick Health has invested in our community at large. And I'm so excited that you are here and having a part of that and making history this month. That's just amazing. So
Thanks.
Let's say I'm a cancer. I just was diagnosed. I had a what do you have, the Cologuard, the
yeah,
box.
so Cologuard is one option for screening.
Right.
I personally do screening colonoscopies and still advocate for
Yes.
the traditional screening colonoscopy. It's considered the gold standard, but that usually is the first point where someone is diagnosed
Right.
with a mass.
Now, are you all are creating a kit? Is that right?
So there's commercially available kits. They're called fit tests.
Yes, fit tests.
They're available through PCP offices. Cologuard is another commercially available product that can be ordered through your PCP's office. And all of these are screening tools that can either raise a red flag, or you pass or fail. And if you fail, you typically are passed on to a gastroenterologist or a colorectal surgeon to perform a traditional screening colonoscopy. And that's usually the first point at where colorectal cancer is picked up.
Okay. And so you send all of that out to pathology, and then your doctor calls you in for your visit, and they say, hey, this is what you have. So then I'm going to refer you to Dr. Tam, and Dr. Tam's going to sit down with you with her multiple disciplinary clinic, where you sit down and you meet all of these other people to get the ball rolling and the process rolling.
Yep.
So what type of turnaround do we have here in Frederick County from diagnosis to the start of treatment? Are we talking days, weeks?
So, colon and rectal cancer are different. So I'll focus more on colon cancer just because it's more prevalent in our community. So, historically it would take, probably about a week for your pathology results to come back after your colonoscopy. And it may be a few weeks after that before you get an appointment in to see a colorectal surgeon and or a medical oncologist. So our goal is to have patients scheduled, within 1 to 2 weeks. So we have a direct referral line, and patients are free to refer themselves or family members. We, of course, accept referrals from primary care doctors and gastroenterologists, or for any provider, really. It's an online referral form, and at which point you'd be contacted by a member of our team to answer some screening questions to make sure that you qualify and are appropriate for multidisciplinary clinic. But our goals are to get patients in, within 7 to 10 days.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible, just to know that you've really narrowed that window down for our patients or prospective patients. That is just incredible. Now, we're all coming off of this pandemic, where it's not really coming off, because we're still seeing cases rise of this new strain. But how do you feel that the pandemic has affected your patients going to get the preventative treatments that they need, getting diagnosed, and getting all of this process started so that they can get their treatment in? Are you noticing that the pandemic is really affecting your particular type of cancer diagnosis?
Yeah, so the pandemic's been a challenge for everybody, for patients, their families, providers, the hospital staff. We're limited in terms of time we get into the operating room, appointments in the office. But I think that now that I think we're starting to turn the corner from the pandemic, and I think a lot of people have put off their healthcare, for a couple of years. So it's important to go back and see your PCP. You should be getting yearly checkups. So to resume doing that, if you've put that off for, a couple of years, and people have put off their screening colonoscopies, and typically, we used to start screening at 50, and the age has been lowered, and now it's at 45.
Right.
And people have put it off for a couple of years. So I am seeing some patients present a little bit later, people who should have been screened maybe 3-4 years ago, and now we're finally coming around to it. So I think it's important to get your screening if you're behind on your screening, or if you've been recalled and haven't followed back up to sign up for your repeat colonoscopies. In terms of the actual disease, I think it makes a small difference. The theory is that it takes about 10 years for a polyp to develop from something very small in the colon to an actual cancer. So on the grand scheme of things, I think it doesn't necessarily make a difference in your outcome. But again, the sooner we pick it up, the better.
Right, absolutely.
The smaller it is, the less it has grown, the lower the chances it may have spread to the lymph nodes or to your liver, or God forbid, other organs in your body. The earlier we pick it up, the better.
The less impact it will have.
Exactly. So, in the long run, does the last 2 years make a big difference? Probably not on a looking at it, from
longevity.
Looking from it far away. But I think it's important to get your screening and stay on top of it, so we pick things up as early as possible. And, things are much safer now in the hospital setting. So, people were nervous about going to the doctor's office, nervous about going to the hospital. We have very safe precautions that we take now. And, all patients receive a COVID test before coming in for a procedure. So it's very safe now to get back onto your regular health screenings.
that is spectacular, Dr. Tam. That's great. Now, here at the American Cancer Society Relay for Life, we're always talking about our story, our why. So has cancer impacted you personally in your life? Have you had a family member or a close friend who has been impacted by cancer?
So yes, I think, just given the statistics, I think everyone listening or, in our community has had cancer affect their family. It may not be personally or an immediate family member, but cancer is so prevalent in our society that, my grandmother was diagnosed with breast cancer, many years before she, ultimately passed away. And unfortunately, no one in my, immediate family, but I know, plenty of friends and neighbors and colleagues who have had direct impact. And colorectal is one of those that, has probably affected someone, whether it's at home or in your workplace. So we're fortunate in a sense that there's a lot of national attention being paid to colon cancer. There's a strong community and a robust program to detect it as soon as possible. And fortunately for us, we're in a position where we have a potential to cure patients. So I think for all those reasons, it's important to stay on top of your screening and reduce the impact that this has in our community, on our family and our friends.
Right, absolutely. I totally agree that, what was the old saying? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of further cure. So something to that effect. But well, we are so excited for the multidisciplinary clinic to be starting this month for colorectal. And I'm super excited to get with you next year
Absolutely.
at Radiothon and figure out how the year has gone and how successful everything has been. I'm so looking forward to that. And I am so grateful to have you back on with us this year to get updates on how everything's gone so far. And I'm so excited to see that you're in your house and that you are getting settled in our community, and we're so excited for that. And so I have one fun question I need to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
So what radio station do you listen to here in Frederick County?
So it's a good question. So I live down I-70, so I have a pretty long commute, both to and from work. And so I love tuning in to Key 103. It keeps me busy on my commute in and into work and home afterwards.
Spectacular. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Tam, for your time. We know that you're super busy and we really appreciate you. Good luck this month on your kickoff for the Multidisciplinary Clinic, and we hope to talk to you next year.
Thanks so much.
Thanks
for having
Tam.
me.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
And that's why the American Cancer
amazing.
Society can help out and do anything they can to make lives of people that are affected by cancer that much better. And you have the ability to make that happen. Text the word HOPE, HOPE, to 800-222-1069. We'll get you a link that will allow you to make a donation that way. You can also call in a donation. We've got lots of volunteers standing by, 301-620-7700. You can also Facebook message us at the Classic Hit Station. We have the Tree of Hope again this year, where you can add a loved one's name in remembrance, 800-222-1069. Text the name to that Tree of Hope if you want to do that as well. And we got some new numbers rolling in. We've got 1880 for a match.
It's matched. We were matching 1,000.
Uh-huh.
We are $880 over that match.
We're already 880 over the match that we were looking for. That
And
fast.
that's the Who
Wow.
Tonight.
Thank you to Tony, Maria, John, Dave, Jennifer, Nancy, Brenna, Susan, Mimi, Kathy, and I can't read that last one. I'm sorry.
Supply card.
Supply
That
card.
was an online donation for $1,000.
Wow, $1,000. Thank you to
So
all
that
of you that
brought
made
us
that donation.
over.
We really appreciate that. And you can make donations as well. 800-222-1069. Text HOPE and also call in 301-620-7700. This hour of our Relay for Life Radiothon is brought to you by Frederick Health Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab. Thank you to them. Frederick Health Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab offers superb quality, superb service all of the time. Make those donations to the American Cancer Society. We would love to hear from you. And we've got another Eagle Music Marathon coming up next on 106.9 The Eagle. Hey everybody, I'm on. I just looked up.
So always assume that the mic's it's on.
Yeah, I am on.
So you know the orange light.
All right. Yeah, gotcha. Hey, this is Brian. Thank you to everybody that is watching us currently, and if you've already made a donation, we really appreciate that as well. If you haven't, and you're just staring at this going, what is this? Why am I watching Brian just sit in a studio? Well, we're raising money for the American Cancer Society today. I've been here 13 of these now. It's crazy that I've been here this long. We've done 13. I've been here for all of them. My original one, I wasn't even on the air for it. I was just sitting in a room like this, running this machinery that I have in front of me so that they could broadcast live from over at the hospital, I believe, was where they were that first year. And I sat in here for 15 hours straight for 3 straight days. That was how long we used to do it. This year, just 12 hours. We're making it fast, but we need you to make those donations as fast as possible as well. You can text in the word HOPE to 800-222-1069. You can make a donation that way. We also have a Tree of Hope out there that you can text in the name that you want to put on the Tree of Hope to 800-222-1069 as well, in honor of someone that you know that is affected by cancer in some way. And you can make donations by phone. We have all of our awesome American Cancer Society volunteers standing by at 301-620-7700. Thank you so much, and continue to watch me just stare at things at the computer and listen to music and occasionally talk to myself or whatever it is that I do over the next few hours, and really appreciate anything you can do to make a donation to the American Cancer Society, because we all know somebody that is affected by cancer in any way. All right, you may still be watching me for a little bit, but I'm going to go back to what I'm doing. But thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Okay.
Behind 1880 for match.
Don't just ignore that. Just thank the people. Just ignore that. I didn't write that. The Dina Carole Morning Show on Key 103, the most music and the most thank yous. Yes, thank you for making a difference. Radiothon 2022 is happening right now, where you're calling 301-620-7700 and making a difference as we clobber cancer together. Matter of fact, you are knocking it out of the park so much that we are just hundreds of dollars away from $9,000. $9,000, Danny!
Woo, that's amazing.
And thank you so much to the following people for making that happen.
All right, we're going to thank Tony, Maria. Oh, I wonder if that's my mom. John, Dave, Jennifer, Nancy, Brenna, Susan, Kathy, and Supply Card?
Yeah, Supply Card. I think they called in $1,000. Yeah, I know. So, you're awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. We are so thankful. I'm thinking by 11 o'clock, totally can do $9,000. I'm thinking you can make that happen. You've been so faithful with donating, and we appreciate that. 301-620-7700.
Yes.
Clobbering cancer.
Clobbering cancer together, $9,000. Thank you to everybody who has donated so far. If you haven't yet, take just a minute. Give us a call. We got people standing by. It only takes a couple of minutes on the phone, and we would love to hear your voice.
A couple of them are sitting by. 301-620-7700. Woo! You are calling 301-620-7700, and you are totally making a difference, so much so. We're so very thankful. Your $25 donation, by the way, goes to help support the 24/7 helpline that's available. You know, sometimes things happen with your treatment and you're like, well, I'm not quite sure if my body's supposed to be responding this way. I think I need to ask a question. Well, they're there for you 24/7. That's what part of your donation does. 240, no, that's not right. 301-620-7700. You don't want to call my number because that would be terrible, especially since it's disconnected. I don't have a house phone.
That's not even your number.
That's not even. That's my house phone.
Who knows what she's even saying?
It's true. I've been up since 2 a.m, so it's like blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I do know this. You're amazing. American Cancer Society thanks you. Key 103 thanks you. Relay for Life thanks you. All the money stays local. 301-620-7700. Yahoo! Yay! We are just hundreds of dollars away from the goal. 11 a.m. Would love to see $9,000 to help clobber cancer. So you can do that. Come on in by making those phones ring. Just like Christina McDermott did. Thank you so much. $100. Woohoo! $100. Thank you so much for your donation. You're so very appreciated. 301-620-7700. We personally thank you from Key 103 for doing that. Really do. And of course, if you want to stop by, we've got some bagels here. We've got some fruit. So you can stop by and do your donation in person. That's fine too. We're at 5742 Industry Lane. It's the Red Barn in Frederick, you know, kind of there by Chuck E. Cheese and stuff, and the Walmart off of Guilford Drive. You'll find us. You'll see the parking lots filled with cars, and you're welcome to join the party because we're providing hope as we clobber cancer together. Lots of success stories. As a matter of fact, Lori was sharing earlier. She's part of the team with the Relay for Life, and she was sharing earlier about how amazing people's treatments are, so much so that someone who thought that they couldn't have children got pregnant. I know. How cool was that? So that's what your donation does. It provides hope. 301-620-7700.
All right, here we go. All right, welcome back, Radiothon 2022. This is Crazy Karen Walcott coming to you live from the Key 103, 106.9 Eagle Barn. And I have the pleasure of talking today with David Kay. And Mr. David is an 12-year throat cancer survivor. So, David, you and I have known each other for, oh my gosh, at least
10 years.
At least. So, why don't you tell our streaming audience, you were just telling us that, so you were diagnosed, how did you find your cancer? Let's start with that.
Well, I had this sore throat that wouldn't go away, and I kept going to my doctor, and finally he sent me to my ENT, who sent me in for a CT scan of my head and neck.
Okay.
And when we went to his office, we were looking at the pictures, and he saw something he wasn't sure what it was. He didn't like it, so he put an endoscope down my throat.
Oh, I hate those, but I've had that done.
And there it was. It was a tumor about the size of a little smaller than a golf ball, hiding behind my tongue. So you couldn't see it if you just looked down my throat.
Wow.
There was no external lump or anything.
Okay.
And, so he recommended that I see a Dr. Joseph Califano at the GBMC Head and Neck Cancer Unit from Johns Hopkins. And I'm fortunate Johns Hopkins is my healthcare provider in this region because I'm retired from the Army. So they provide TRICARE.
Okay, yeah.
They're the provider for TRICARE in this area. So I think that, you know, when they told me it looked like it was a stage 3 cancer, it scared me to death because although I hadn't smoked in about six years or something, I smoked for 47 years. and I quit partially for selfish reasons. I got tired of putting my coat on and going outside to smoke.
Right.
And I had to go out behind the back of the building because at that time I was working at the American Red Cross, and they didn't think that would
It'd
be
be
good,
frowned upon.
good advertising for what they do. So, and that's when the ordeal began. We got a room at the Hope Lodge, and we stayed there Monday through Friday after my second treatment every day. Second treatment on Fridays, we'd come back here to Frederick, and my wife would be able to run some errands. I couldn't do anything. Radiation twice a day. I had to get up at 5:30 in the morning, and because my first treatment was at 8 a.m., and then I had 6 hours to kill for my second treatment, my second radiation treatment at 2 p.m. And but I wasn't awake very much. After about a week of radiation and 2 weeks of chemo, I couldn't hardly stay awake during the day at all. I was exhausted.
And how long did you have radiation therapy?
7 weeks.
7 weeks. And how long did you have chemo?
7 weeks, once a week.
So you had chemo once a week for 7 weeks, and then you had radiation therapy for 7 weeks, twice a day.
Yeah, that's
Monday through Friday.
Yeah, that's 70 shots of radiation. And, I had to eat through a feeding tube, which it was filling but not fulfilling.
Right.
You can't taste it.
Right.
And it smells awful. It smells like, to quote my wife, it smells like what you smell if you open a bottle of vitamins.
Oh, yeah.
Awful,
Okay.
awful smell. And so I had to eat through that feeding tube, and I had to gargle with warm salt water as many times a day as I could, and I did it religiously. I'm one of those guys that does everything the doctors and nurses tell them to do. And about halfway through my treatment, my oncologist called me in and said, "Look at this. This is your latest radiation shot." And I said, "Well, I'm not a doctor. What am I looking at?"
I don't know what it means.
She said, "The tumor's gone." I said, "What?" She said, "Yes, but you have to continue all the treatments, just like an antibiotic. Even though you get better, you got to take them all." So I finished all the treatments and went home, and they said, "Recuperation is going to be worse than your treatments." I didn't believe it, but I would sit in a recliner all day, and I'd cough, and excuse me for saying this, but I'd bring up a lot of mucus from my chest, and I'd fill 2 to 3 paper cups every day full. And it was a miserable experience. It took me about 2 or 3 weeks to really start feeling better, about 2 or 3 weeks. And then...
Now, I talked to a physical therapist, a speech therapist, who actually focuses on patients with head and neck cancer, and she was talking about how the swallowing mechanism was such an issue.
I couldn't swallow. I had to keep eating through that feeding tube, but I lost my taste buds for about a year.
Okay.
And but one day I was gargling with salt water, and I tasted a little salt, and I said to my wife, "That's it." I said, "I'm not eating through this feeding tube again. Tomorrow morning I'm going to make myself some scrambled eggs." So I made scrambled eggs, and I covered them with salt, and I just kept trying things until I couldn't, for over a year, I couldn't even eat bread because it would just leach all the moisture out of my mouth. I used a lot of biotin.
Yeah.
To
help moisten.
I used to keep a spray bottle of biotin by my bed because I'd wake up in the middle of the night, my mouth would be so dry, I'm not exaggerating, my tongue would be sticking to the roof of my mouth.
Oh my.
Awful feeling. And but I just kept fighting, kept plugging along,
and look at you now.
Yeah.
12 years cancer-free.
Yep.
So you had mentioned that you stayed at Hope Lodge. Can you tell our streaming viewers, what is Hope Lodge?
Hope Lodge is it's sponsored by the American Cancer Society, and it's like a motel for cancer patients, and the main criteria is that you have to be your treatment has to be at least 50 miles from your home, and So they have a really nice one in Baltimore. It's one of the earlier ones, actually.
Yeah.
It's one of the earlier lodges, and the rooms are nice and clean. They have a kitchen with several refrigerators and several sinks, several dishwashers. Everybody gets a shelf in one of the refrigerators to store their refrigerated food, and a cupboard to store dry food like cereal, crackers, things like that. But I wasn't eating much of that kind of stuff because it was so hard for me to swallow.
Right.
I couldn't even drink coffee because it was too hot. I drank a lot of Ensure.
Okay.
Because that hot coffee go down my throat, I almost leap out the window.
Oh, I'm sure.
And the saddest part for me for that Hope Lodge is there was, across the street, there was a Ronald McDonald House.
For children?
Yeah, and I see all those little bald-headed kids going in and out, and it breaks my heart. Really.
But you don't have to be an adult to stay at Hope Lodge. You could be a family with children too, right?
Yeah, did they have some? I think they did one or two.
Yeah, they weren't there very long. They left
No.
shortly after we
Yeah.
got there.
Okay.
But,
And that's all funded by fundraising dollars.
yes, by relay.
Right. So it is very important for patients like you who had to seek treatment out of your area to be able to have a place. Now, did that cost you anything? Hope Lodge? No. So it's all funded by our fundraising dollars. That's amazing.
Yeah, we stayed there for
7 weeks.
7 weeks.
Wow, that is incredible. So we were talking, and so you are a accomplished businessman. You own your own business. Is it here in town?
Yeah, my engineering consulting business I do from home, but I'm also a commercial realtor with Tyler Duncan Realty Partners down in Urbana.
Okay. And as a cancer survivor, you still get all of your regular checkups and treatments.
Oh yeah. I don't have any treatments at all. I've been cancer free. I had 2 months after my last radiation treatment, I had a PET scan, and it came up clean. And then 1 year after that, I had another one, and it was still clean. So
that's amazing.
So after 5 years, my oncology surgeon released me from treatment.
That is absolutely fabulous. So we have right behind you, we have the Tree of Hope.
Okay.
And what I would like you to do, this is being sponsored by Albaugh and Sons, which is a local, a local fence deck painting remodeling company here in town. And I want you to put your leaf on the Tree of Hope on anywhere you'd like to place it.
Okay.
And David, you are always willing to come in and talk to us and share your story, and we can't thank you enough for
not because I brag, but because I'm a survivor, and
that's right.
People that just getting cancer or have cancer, I think I represent hope.
You absolutely represent hope, and you really help raise awareness by telling patients, what you've been through, what you've done, and kind of gives them hope and knowing that here you are, stage 3 throat cancer.
That's why I told them hurry up and start my treatment, because I don't think there's a stage 5.
Right. So we want to make sure that you get it and you get your treatment, and look at you now.
Yeah, I feel good.
That's great.
I think everything happens for a reason. Because I was in the Army for 25 years, I used to exercise a lot. And so about 3 years before my cancer diagnosis, I got lazy and I quit. I'm 5'8", and when I was diagnosed with cancer, I weighed 252 and I had a 42-inch waist. And I lost that 102 pounds in 4 months. I said, I like this.
Yeah.
And so I joined Weight Watchers and became a life member of Weight Watchers. And now I weigh 3 pounds less than I did when I retired from the Army in 1988.
Wow. And I'm sure that makes a difference on your health and your lifestyle.
And your energy.
Right, definitely.
So,
well, we are so
guy.
blessed. We are so blessed to have you part of our Relay family, and always willing to chat, and you and your lovely wife always come out. Whenever we call, you're always there.
I'm always there.
You know, we can't thank you enough for everything. So go ahead and put your leaf up, and we will call it a day.
Okay.
Anywhere you
call
want.
it macaroni.
Sure, whatever you want. Oh, I love it. Awesome. Yay, awesome. Thanks so
Okay,
much,
thank you.
Steve. All right, everybody. We'll see you back here shortly. We'll have another interview coming up in just a bit. Thanks.
Lori, where is that relay?
A smidge over $300 away from the goal of $9,000 by 11 a.m. Your donation can take us $1 closer. 301-620-7700. Thank you. Kiwi 03.
Oh, jeez. Renzies isn't going to be there.
Which is, but don't you think there's gonna be a lot of people outside waiting for the food trucks?
That's why they're inside.
The food trucks are outside.
Okay.
Danny sent out an email that you still need to bring a raincoat and umbrella because you have to stand outside at the food trucks to get the food before you go inside.
Whatever. That's why I'm not coming.
Huh? You're not going?
No, I don't have an umbrella. I don't have an umbrella. I don't have a raincoat. I have galoshes.
You have an umbrella and a raincoat from Manning.
Why don't you move Stairway to Heaven up to the next song?
We're on, by the way.
Okay.
Hi, guys. We're back on. You get to see Radio Magic here in a second.
Somebody else coming in?
It's funny. Funny guy. Funny guy.
Oh gosh, that's a good one. Oh my gosh, that's a funny one.
Say there.
We're on there. Oh, look, come over here. Come on,
The
Erin
oranges.
Shaw just walked
Yay,
into the studio.
Erin! She's wet and drippy.
Yeah, we're so excited because your band is playing tonight. You excited?
I'm excited.
You excited?
I'm ready.
What are you singing?
We got a whole set list.
Well, yeah, how long of a set are you doing?
45 minutes.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be
Industry
great.
Lane in the house.
Yeah, Industry Lane on Industry Lane.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah,
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Getting ready to hand over the reins to Miss Erin Shaw.
That's right.
I just
So
have to
lovely.
go through my bag of tricks and dig out all the stuff I need now and leave stuff for later.
We understand. I've got everything that you need for Radiothon here, all your
Okay.
numbers and all that jazz. So there's a flood watch until 2 a.m., so I'll leave that there as well.
Yes.
It was really misty coming up over the mountains. It
I
was
bet.
hard to
Was
see.
traffic okay?
Traffic?
It was pretty heavy traffic. There
Brian took him an hour to get here.
Really? Ooh, there were a couple accidents that they were cleaning up.
Yeah. So that'd be a warning to you.
Yeah.
Stay put and call
Stay
301-620-7700. You won't get any sort of problems if you stay put.
Do you want me to do the album giveaway today too? Or were you skipping that for today?
So what we've been doing, what we did with our giveaways, and I told Greg, is we're saying, hey, text HOPE and you can win a pair of tickets, or you can win the prize. So you with a chance to win. So I wouldn't do a separate solicit for. I think I've got enough air checks and all that, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So what we did this morning is just say, hey, if you just text HOPE, you're going to go into the drawing to win. Where you can get a chance to win the tickets to Alive at 5.
Okay.
So I would just do the same thing, because then at least they get the bounce back. The only pain with that is you're going to have to, in simple text, I have to look at all statuses, because when they text HOPE, it automatically closes because it gets an autoresponder. So I just looked at all statuses, and then I opened all the messages that came in for HOPE, and then pulled from that. So.
About a minute and a half. Okay, cool. And Erin, I'm going to leave you. This is the sponsors. I crossed the other power hours, so you'll do 11 a.m. and there's your copy points. And there's the lunch sponsor. You can do that whenever. It arrives.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's chilly in here.
I know. That's why I've got my coat on. Do you need? I have that sweater there, and
I've got one in my car. I can
the
run it.
heater's here.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll cool. Actually, it'll get warmer. Once
It'll get warmer once
they turn.
Yes, that's true. I just want to see if there was an update. It's okay.
You want me to run out there?
Yeah, I'm just curious to see if there's any latest news. I'll talk until 40 seconds. And now, flood watch is in effect until 2 a.m. I have about 20 seconds, but you can be in here. We're live in case you're. I just want to let you know.
I did see it.
Okay. I didn't want you to be.
I told Ash, I said, make sure I know where the camera.
Yeah, no, you're good. You can be on it. You have everything.
86, 26, 50.
Oh, same.
Same.
Okay. Lumineers, ho hey, Frederick's most music station, Key 103. Good morning, I'm Dina Carole. Dani and I are so excited because you're making it happen. You're providing hope by calling 301-620-7700. Just a couple $100 away from the goal of 9,000. You can be a part of that when you call 301-620-7700. $50 could help provide a breast cancer patient with one-on-one peer support from a breast cancer survivor. That's what it's about. We come together, we mentor one another, we build one another up, and we provide hope.
That's right. And a lot of this money also goes to support the 24-hour helpline.
Right.
And the helpline, the American Cancer Society line, isn't just for people battling cancer. It is also for caregivers.
So important.
You need the support as well. We know what a job that is.
Yes.
We know that you don't want to kind of put off any of your anything to the people you're taking care of.
Right.
The American Cancer Society is there with that 800 number, and you can reach out to them 24/7. So this money goes for things like that, which is so important.
So excited for your donations. Know that this is a party here in the studio because it's all about hope. It's all about having more and more survival stories, and that's what your donation does. 301-620-7700. Call now so you can be a part of hope. The hope train is alive. Key 103 and you. We're getting it done. 301-620-7700. Cool. I'll leave that for Erin. I'll leave this for her. I will. Yeah. She can use either one. It's fine. Oh, I have to do my promo. Goodness gracious. See?
How are you, Tina?
Good. How are you?
Okay.
Crazy.
I was gonna say, I'm.
See, it's there now. Just it should be.
That says. That's
the video. I know.
Right.
Yeah. I know. Yep.
Yeah, I told him that Greg needs that camera, and he's like, well, then Greg can come and get it.
Okay.
Yeah, because he should just leave everything here.
Right, that's what he said he's gonna do.
All right, so let me do promo.
You can't hear on the live thing, right? You can just see.
No, you can hear.
Oh, they can hear our conversation?
Yep. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Multi-track.
It's all good.
Oh, but he picks and chooses.
Open. Nope, it's a live stream.
What do you mean picks and chooses?
Like sometimes he's.
Oh yeah, he moves it around. Oh,
yeah.
We know if the orange light's on. We're here. We're getting ready to get out of here. Erin's coming next. Yep. Dina's gonna do her wonderful promo.
Mm-hmm.
Need help? You good?
If I, do you have an extra brain cell?
Lend it to you.
That would be nice. Yeah. There we go. Okay. For the love of Pete. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Come on, Dina. There we go. Okay, just keep doing this until I get it right. Let's see here. Multi-track. Let's try one more time.
A lot of winning going on this coming week. Yes, $50 gift card to Giant Help with grocery shopping is on the way. And there's a craft beer festival going on in town May 14th, and you'll have a chance to win a pair of tickets. On May 14th, and you'll have a chance to win a pair of tickets.
Show with Dina Carole.
A lot to win a pair of tickets.
Not nice at all.
I'll have to ask him what he called Aaron, because you can't be calling Aaron names.
Nope. Shouldn't.
Here.
Monday morning on the Key 103 Morning Show with Dina Carole.
A whole lot of winning going on this coming week. Yes, $50 gift card to Giant Help with groceries.
Sorry, my brain was malfunctioning.
So how did it go with, so you guys aren't doing Foodie Friday anymore?
No, we're doing Tasty Tuesday now.
It was on my list.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I told Mike. I should have, you know what, I should have texted you.
Yeah, maybe, this is your, all the
This,
stuff that you
yeah,
took
and
a
now
picture of that,
we
that
also
way I'll
do
know.
Dear Dina at 9:45 on Fridays.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, because I have all those wrong, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. I can even text you. Yeah, so Friday is Dear Dina, and Wednesday is Furry Friends.
Okay.
I need to write that.
Sometimes I am out of the loop.
Well, no, you believe me, I get it. I don't know where that is. I'll just. You want me to just
You can
text?
email it
I'll
to me
email you
at some point. Yeah, that's fine.
I definitely will.
I mean, no rush on that. But you still do the.
All right. Hey, everybody out there in streaming land. This is Crazy Karen Walcott coming to you live from Radiothon 2022. I am here at the Key 103, 106.9, the Eagle Barn, and I have my good friend, Missy DeHaven, and she is coming all the way from her office. So what's up, girl?
Not much, just trying to stay dry. How about you?
Well, I'm inside trying to stay dry, but I'm staring out this window and it is absolutely pouring here. What's it doing up in Washington County?
Unfortunately, it's raining here, but it is making everything very green.
Well, so I guess as a spring person, that's great. As an allergy person, it's not very great. So I guess it just depends on what coin you're going to flip today.
Exactly. I'm currently taking allergy medicine both morning and night.
That's right. Is that me too, girl? Me too. I love it. So, you are a part of the Washington County Relay for Life. You, your volunteer position is survivorship. So, why don't you tell our streaming audience a little bit about what that means?
Okay, so I am the survivorship chair with my daughter Shelby, and basically that means that we plan special events along with the rest of the ELT for the entire relay year. For example, pre-COVID, we did 2 major events and then also relay. We did a Valentine's reception dinner in February. And then we usually had our big survivorship dinner in May. And then we had special things for survivors at actual relay in June. Of course, with COVID, we've changed that up a little bit. This year, we sent Valentine's out to our survivors.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yep, tying into our Wild West theme, our Western theme. And we've decided this year we're going to postpone our May event until September. When hopefully things are a little more under control with everything. Survivors are a very fragile health-wise part of our community. So we need to be, aware of that fact and take those types of things into consideration. But we're thinking that we might do an indoor event or we might do a barbecue in September.
That kind of sticks with your Western theme as well, barbecue.
Yes.
So that's
yes.
So that's spectacular. Well, that's awesome. So it's very important what you and Shelby do to help support our survivors who are a part of Relay for Life, because that's why we relay.
For sure.
So, the fact that we get an opportunity to celebrate our survivors is amazing. And the fact that you and Shelby put on so many wonderful opportunities to celebrate your survivors, that is a testament to your love of relay. So speaking of your love of relay, why do you relay? How did you get involved in Relay for Life?
Well, actually, I've been relaying since 2010. So I made some notes and I was looking at dates and that type of thing. So we started in 2010 because we had 2 children at Williamsport High School who had the same rare bone cancer.
Okay.
And one child was involved in band and the other child was involved in cheerleading, if I remember correctly. That was a long time ago and I'm old. So
girl, me too. I feel ya.
Yeah. So, but we got involved to support those families. Unfortunately, both of those children's passed because of their cancer.
Oh no.
And that just kind of spurred us on. As we like to say in Washington County, I drank the purple Kool-Aid and we went from there. So we've been very active in Relay since 2010. Cancer affects everybody. And, it's kind of weird when you first start in Relay, a lot of times it's not because you're directly infected, but
right.
As time goes on, it becomes more and more apparent why you got involved.
Right.
I've held multiple different positions. I'm a team captain. Shelby and I have a team called the Triple Ds, and that's the Darling, Delightful D Havens. And then we add in our friends. And, we work hard every year with trying to do unusual fundraisers to raise money. The last one that we just finished up was we have for 6 years done a thing where we would play Easter Bunny for you. So you would pay us to come and hide Easter eggs.
Yes.
We did it for 6 years, and don't quote me on the numbers because I don't have them in front of me, but we raised over $1,000 in that 6-year period.
Right.
And then you've got these, well, this past year there was 2 of us, but in years past there's been 3 or 4 of us sneaking about people's backyards in the dark, hiding Easter eggs and just hoping and praying that no neighbor calls the police on us.
Right. If some dog comes out and gets you.
Yeah. So it wasn't uncommon for me to text people before and I mean, these are people who are paying us, so they know we're coming.
Right.
But it's like, what hazards do we need to find? Are we worried about dog poop? Is the dog going to eat me?
Right.
Is
there a hole in the yard I'm going to fall in?
Yeah. I can be a tad accident prone, not as bad as Keith, but yeah. I don't have time for a broken leg.
That's right. No time for that.
No. But I've also been entertainment chair, where we've helped to schedule the things overnight. I've been event chair and co-chair. Again, I'm old. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
It takes me weeks to recover from when we would stay up for those 24-hour periods. But I really think survivorship is my favorite that I've done so far. Just because we get to have that relationship directly with the survivors and seeing those survivors come back year after year after year. We've made such amazing friendships. We call them our Relay family and our Relay sisters. I found this just a little bit ago. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes, I can.
This is Melissa Wheatcraft, and she is definitely one of the reasons why I relay.
Okay.
She was a survivor, and Melissa was hilarious. She would use the cancer card, as she called it, anytime she wanted somebody to donate.
I love it.
And boy, oh boy, did she not make it happen. She
made lots of money happen.
Oh, she did. Or if she wanted somebody to donate something, a gift card or whatever. Melissa was amazing with that. And she supported the American Cancer Society and Relay for Life until the very end. And we celebrate her every year at Relay, just like we do with every survivor, whether they're still with us or they've, moved on. This is one of my whys.
That's wonderful.
My other why, and I don't have a picture of him handy, I wish I did, was Garnet Stevens. I got Garnet Stevens to kiss a cow.
Now, he thought he was Garnet Stevens.
So Garnet Stevens was a gentleman that he used to be in radio, and then he worked for Kaplan University, and he was a cancer survivor. He had brain cancer.
Okay.
And we still invite his family to come to Relay every year to celebrate Garnet, and to celebrate with his 2 boys. What a wonderful man his dad was. But one of the years I don't remember if I was events or if I was the event chair, if I was activities chair, but we were still at the Maryland or at the fairgrounds. And I asked Garnet if he would come and kiss a cow for me if we raised a certain amount of money during an online challenge during actual Relay.
Okay.
So I reached out to a friend of mine who actually has, she has a farm, has a horse trailer, and I said, Garnet, will you come and kiss this cow? Well, what Garnet didn't know was he was kissing the Chick-fil-A cow.
Oh.
So I had them meet the Chick-fil-A cow off-site, and they brought him in the horse trailer. We had Garnet, and we had made him up a little kit. He had a blindfold and earplugs and lipstick and the whole 9 yards. And we brought that cow in, walked him down the sidewalk, brought him up to Garnet, and darn if Garnet didn't kiss that cow with his blindfold on. And it was just amazing. And the real irony of it all was that was still when my daughter was in high school. And we had another challenge off-site at a band function that we had. And the challenge was if the kids raised a certain amount of money, the band director, Bob Stike, would kiss a cow, a live cow. But the kicker was Bob Stike was also in the National Guard, and he got called up conveniently, and I had to kiss the dang little cow.
Oh my golly.
Yeah. So what I won't do to raise money for Relay for Life.
That's right. Oh my gosh, the things. Well, so Tom and I were talking earlier, and he says that you are you said, oh no. We were talking, he says that you also help with Evening of Hope.
Yes, I do. Shelby and I guess in all the years that Evening of Hope has been, we take care of the cupcakes. So we have a cupcake pool.
Yes,
which
I learned all about it, that it's not a giant pool that I get to dive into and just eat all the cupcakes.
No, that would be a little messy, and we're all dressed really nice that night.
Yes.
So no.
Yeah.
So what it is we have,
because I thought it was pool like POOL, but it's PULL.
Yeah,
pool.
yeah.
Got it.
Kind of like a wine pool. If
Yeah,
you've ever
see,
been
and
to one where-
I'm not that fancy, so I don't know about all these things. I gotta
So
I gotta get out more, Missy.
This was, well, you have to come to Evening of Hope.
I'm coming. It's on my calendar.
So this is, we usually have 3 or 4 dozen cookies or cupcakes. And then we also have some gift cards, and you pay some money for a cupcake. And you get the cupcake, and we have those little tiny baby forks that you can eat your cupcake then or save for later. And then you also potentially can win a gift card or a gift certificate from someplace, because all the cupcakes are numbered. And you can't open them. You can't open that envelope until everybody's cupcake is sold.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you eat your cupcake?
Sure, you can eat your cupcake whenever you want.
Okay, but you can't figure out what number you are until.
Well, no, the number's on the thing. The number affiliates to an envelope, and you just can't figure out what your.
You can't
what's
open
in
your envelope until all the cupcakes are sold.
Yes,
okay.
yes,
I'm going to be a pro at this Evening of Hope.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
So it just, all you got to do is bring money and pick which flavor you want.
Yes, that's the thing. I told Tom, I was like, do I need to bring a lot of money or a little bit of money? He goes,
Oh,
well,
no, lots of money.
He's like, we're going to have multiple options for you. Multiple options.
Yes.
You can play the Plinko game where it's not super, and then we're going to have all these other kind of things. I'm super excited. Yeah, so excited.
Yeah.
And my husband
Tom
doesn't know
tell
he's
you
coming yet.
I lost you. Did Tom tell you about Lot of Hope?
So we started talking about Lot of Hope. It was mentioned, but I don't necessarily feel like I got the full gist of what Lot of Hope is. So go ahead, girl, lay it on me.
Okay, so Lot of Hope, excuse me, was a way to appeal to the gentlemen in the crowd. Because, we do the jewelry thing, and that's more for the ladies. I mean, the cupcakes are universal, but So Lot of Hope is literally a layout, if you will, of a car lot. And it has all these little tiny cars.
Like Matchbox cars.
Matchbox cars,
Okay.
correct. And this year we have custom Matchbox cars.
Shut the front door.
Nope. So to give you a little bit of the backstory, my husband is a model railroad enthusiast.
Okay.
So he has a train layout. So last year, it was his first year of retirement. He bought a car dealership model and built a whole little platform for it with lines and the whole 9 yards. He got really into it. It lit up in the whole 9 yards. We personalized it for, we have an automobile dealership for, so he personalized it to that, the whole 9 yards. And then we had these little tiny matchboxes, and the little matchboxes all have numbers on them.
Okay.
So whichever one ultimately is the winner got a
Car
detailing
Car
package.
detailing, yes.
Yes. So this year we have personalized cars. I don't know if they say Relay for Life or if they say the car dealership.
Okay.
But it's the same principle as the cupcake. You just don't know if you've won or not till all the
cars are sold. Okay. Now, do you get to keep the car or do we reuse the car?
It's up to you. Last year we got that if anybody didn't want their car, they would just return them.
Okay.
And then we were just going to reuse them. But since we have personalized cars, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
So we are very
excited.
We like to have our games of chance.
Yes, I love the games of chance. I love it.
Yes. And it's always excellent food.
Oh, yes. I heard excellent food because I asked Tom if I needed to stop off at the Chick-fil-A on the way in.
Oh,
and he
no.
said no. He said, don't do that.
No.
He goes, we have lots of fabulous people donating food.
Yes, most definitely.
Yes.
And lots of really cool silent auction.
Yes, we were
items
talking
as
about
well.
some of the silent auction items.
Yeah.
I'm the silent auction girl at Frederick County Relay for Life. So, Tom told me that apparently I'm going to have to step up my game after I attend Evening of Hope. So,
yes.
I'm looking forward to this.
Are working on some very cool ones. One of the ones that I'm kind of spearheading and I'm going to make pretty for Tom is a pumpkin with flowers and lots of gift cards is the goal.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with
exciting.
gift cards.
No, girl, you cannot go wrong with gift cards. What?
So, yeah.
Oh.
Did they also tell you about paddle auction? That's coming up.
No, talk to me about paddle auction. What's happening with that?
So the paddle auction is coming up. Let me pull up my calendar here.
All right.
I want to say it's the Sunday the 15th
of
May.
Ooh, the 15th of May, right after Mother's Day. Woohoo!
That's right. So it's going to be at the Williamsport Redmond Club.
The Williamsport Redmond Club.
Yeah,
right.
It's not far off of 70. I'm trying to look up an address here. And what it is it is $5 to get in. I hope I'm remembering all this correctly and I don't get in trouble.
Yeah, I've been getting in trouble all day for saying things wrong, so it's okay.
I try to get they can't have everything. What do
Right,
they
well,
want?
we could always put people towards the website.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Because
And
the
it
information is
advertised
definitely
there.
on the website.
Correct. But the address is 16129 Lappins Road in Williamsport.
16129 Lappins Road in Williamsport.
Yep.
Okay.
And they so it's like $5 to get in the door. That gets you 2 paddles.
So
And
you
then,
pay $5 and you have 2 paddles.
Correct.
Okay.
So for every paddle you have, then you bid. So we'll have about 100 baskets. And they can range, I wish I could turn my camera around, but I can't. They will range anything from a really cute little cup with fake flowers in it, a $25 Staples card, or a friend of mine donated this very cool basket full of bird things, like to feed the birdies.
Oh,
and she called it Talk Birdie to Me. It is so cute. There's like $50 worth of plus.
Oh my golly.
Stuff in this
That's
basket.
awesome.
So you bid on the basket. So
How
it's
do
either
you
a
do
quarter. Well, it's either a quarter bid, a 50-cent bid, a 75-cent bid, or a $1 bid. And that's
So
per paddle.
how do you know? Do they say, okay, this is round 2 and round 2 is $1
Is a quarter
bid or a quarter
Yep,
bid?
yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep. So you bring your quarters. Some people know them as a quarter auction, but we call ours a paddle auction.
Because well, it's not just a quarter.
Correct. It could be 50 cents, it could be 75, it could be $1, depending on the value of the basket.
Okay.
So that's always a great event, and we usually raise $3,000
Hip hip hooray, that's fabulous.
because all the baskets are donated.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So for example, the real estate company I work for bought the gift card for the Starbucks one.
Okay.
And I have some other great friends from other organizations, other companies that have donated to that as well. For another example is, hold on, I'm going to grab it quick.
Okay, grab it. Grab it. Let me see.
Check this one out.
Oh, so cute.
You can't see the gift card.
Yes.
But,
Okay. Is it buried in
a
there?
cancer survivor, Peach Lapkoff, over at Old Town Title, donated $100 gift card to Martin's.
Oh,
so this is a bag
fun.
of groceries.
Oh,
Fake
it is a
groceries.
bag of groceries. Look, you can see all the fake, the
Look,
plastic food.
hot dog, a pumpkin, chicken. I think that's chicken. Some French fries. But so $100 gift card. So this one would be $1 bid.
Okay, spectacular.
Isn't that cool?
That is so cool. I love this.
So that would.
So
also
that's
be
on
something
May
that-
15th.
May 15th at the Williamsport Redmond. I'm
Williamsport
sure we can send you guys the link to the flyer, and you guys can put it up for us as well.
Yes, that'd be lovely. Yes, send that over to Miss Laurie, and then we'll see if we
Will
can
do.
get that posted on the events page.
All right. Well, I think it already is on the Washington County one, but maybe we can put it on yours.
Yes, that would be lovely. Yay! Okay, awesome. Girlfriend, I know you've got to work. I'm going to let you go here in just a second, but I want to thank you for all that you do for Washington County Relay for Life. You really do make a difference. And all of the survivors and the relayers in Washington County are blessed to have you be a part of their event. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you. It is definitely a labor of love, but together we can make a difference.
That's right.
Maybe not
Absolutely.
today, but in the future for our kids and our grandkids and that kind of thing.
Amen. World without cancer would be my goal. So
Yep.
I love that we keep trying every day.
Yep, for sure.
All right, awesome. Missy, thank you so much for coming on. And I will catch up with you soon.
All right, hope to see you at Paddle.
All right, yes. Thanks, honey. All right. Bye.
Take care.
All right, you too. Oh, so fun.
All right.
We'll take a different angle. I'll see you guys later.
See ya. Are you coming tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. T103 playing the most music that's Sia with Cheap Thrills. It's Erin with you. We are in the middle of Radiothon. If you want to add a name to the Tree of Hope, you don't have to make any kind of donation, but you can add somebody in memory of, somebody in honor of, add it right to our Tree of Hope. You can see it on our Facebook Live. You can text their name to 301-620-1031. We'll make sure we put that on our donation list. And you can also make a donation by calling 301-620-7700. Make those phones ring. If you prefer to text, you can text in the word HOPE to 301-620-1031. Just every little bit helps. You know, a lot of these programs are really cool. They help provide things you wouldn't even think of, like rides to appointments, you know, help with side effects, wigs, that kind of thing. I mean, it's just all those little things that really add up. So go ahead and text the name if you want to add to the Tree of Hope. Do that to 301-620-1031. You can even watch them do it on Facebook Live. I feel like I'm rambling.
How long are you here till?
Till 2.
And then you're just
And then I'm gonna head over to the fairgrounds,
Cool.
yeah. So yes, I have my
That's
change of clothes. I got my mic stand, my sparkly mic. I'm ready.
How many are in your band?
We got 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're all really excited too.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Sounds like tonight will be a good time, so.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't be pouring down rain.
I mean, at least you guys are.
At least it's inside.
Inside. The only
Yeah.
thing is, standing outside for the food trucks, but they have awnings and stuff.
Right.
And Danny said she told them to bring tents too, so that people
Oh,
could
that's
stand
nice.
under the tents and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lot of people, so it'll be a good time.
Cool. I'm
Yeah.
excited. Hopefully they all come early.
Yes.
Everybody come early.
Yes. 5 to 6.
All right, cool.
I'll see you
See you
tonight.
tonight, yeah. Hey guys, we got a lot of stuff going on today. I want to hopefully see you guys out at the Food Truck Festival. That's going to be a lot of fun. The portion of the ticket sales are going to the American Cancer Society Relay for Life as well. My band's playing 5 to 6, Industry Lane. From 6 to 9, the Learned Doctors are going to be playing. So not only you get delicious food truck, you get entertainment. It's just going to be a ton of fun. We got a lot of stuff going on today. In fact, if you want to do some donating, I'm going to donate here in just a few minutes. I do it every year in memory of my grandmother who passed away from cancer back in, I guess it was back in 98. So it's been a long time ago, but it's very important for me to do every year. You can do it super easy. You can text the name if you want to add to the Tree of Hope. That's free. You don't have to donate anything. 301-620-1031. Just text their name. We'll put it right on the Tree of Hope. Or you can phone in a donation. They would love to hear from you. You can call 301-620-7700. Or you can text HOPE. If you don't want to talk to anybody, that's okay. Text HOPE to 301-620-1031. You got everything that way. Super easy. And like I said, every little bit helps. Doesn't have to be $100. It would be great. It can be $10. It can be $5. Every little bit helps. So thank you so much.
Hey, we're back on. Hi. Thank you for watching. Thank you for donating. We got numbers here for you if you want to make a donation, if you're wondering what I'm doing. I'm Brian, by the way, if you were just randomly stalking people on the internet right now. But no, you're probably just streaming because you want to know what's going on here for our Relay for Life Radiothon. So we have trying to get to $9,000 here before this hour. And I say trying, we're going to get there. I mean, we know that all of you are doing your part, and we're only a couple $100s away from that. You can text the word HOPE to 800-222-1069. You can make a donation that way if you feel more comfortable doing that. You can also add a name when you text in that word and send it to that number in honor of somebody, and we can add that to our Tree of Hope. It's brought to you by All Ball & Sons. We got a nice tree out here at our studios at 5742 Industry Lane that we're putting names on. But you can also stop in, see the tree, put a name on it yourself, make a donation that way, or you can call and talk to one of our wonderful American Cancer Society volunteers that are out here, and that is 301-620-7700. Only going until 6 today. Only a 12-hour thing. And we got a lot of events, though, too. We got tonight the Food Truck Festival in Frederick at the fairgrounds. Weather, not really the best, but it's moved indoors. So we've got that going for us. A couple bands, some food trucks, some drinks, and proceeds are going to benefit the American Cancer Society there as well. And tomorrow morning, we've got our big Relay for Life Radiothon 5K and our 1 mile fun run. Weather again, but I like running in the rain, and it's a lot of people do. It kind of refreshes you while you're running. You don't get overheated and stuff like that. It could be worse. It could be like 110 tomorrow morning, and then you'd be sweating the whole time. At least this way you feel a little more cooler while you're running, and you're going to heat up, balance it out. At least that's the way I feel. But either way, the proceeds are going to benefit the American Cancer Society there as well. So if you've signed up for that, we look forward to seeing you out there tomorrow morning running. I will be running as well, so we can wave to each other while we're doing that. But the main thing is making the phones ring, 301-620-7700, or you can text in HOPE to 800-222-1069. And thank you for stalking me on the internet and watching me sit here and stare at screens and talk to myself for the next couple hours. And we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching.
Q103 with Maroon 5, that's Sugar. Hey, it's Aaron with you. Our word of the hour for our $1,000 workday is great. G-R-E-A-T, great. You want to go to key103radio.com and enter that word for your chance to win. Hey, if you want to give us a call, 301-620-7700 to make a donation. These nice ladies would love to hear from you and talk to you. And if you want to add a name to the Tree of Hope, you can tell them as well. You don't have to donate. All you have to do is just tell them the name. They'll put it on a little leaf and put it on our Tree of Hope. It's really cool, and they'll go to that on Facebook Live from time to time, so check that out as well. You can also text the name to 301-620-1031. In case you didn't